Dave Niehaus along with Ron Fairley, the Seattle Mariners and the Colorado Rockies. It sounds familiar in March, but it doesn't sound familiar in June. Ron, I'm going to tell you something. Since interleague play is beginning tonight, I'm not sure they could have started with two teams more identical than Colorado and Seattle.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Both teams lead their respective leagues in home runs. Both pitching staffs seem to really have some problems, although I think the Mariners have a better starting rotation, but then Colorado has a better defensive ball club. This should be really exciting.
And both have basically the same won and lost records. So the Colorado Rockies from the mile-high country come to the Pacific Northwest, and we're delighted to have them. Let's look at tonight's starting pitchers, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. First of all, for the Mariners, it will be right-hander Derek Lowe. Lowe was a winner before about 200 of his fans in Detroit in his last outing, his first Major League victory, and making only his second Major League start for the Colorado Rockies. It will be another right-hander. This young man right here, his name is Darren Holmes. So it'll be Holmes against Lowe with the big unit on deck tomorrow night for Colorado. It should be a dandy as the Rockies are here at the Kingdome for the first time. We'll be back to have a look at tonight's starting lineups right after this timeout.
Timeout. You know, I don't think those colors are really working together. Warm colors.
Mariners All-Star Dan Wilson knows that Eagles Design Center makes it easy to make the right call in floor coverings.
This stuff really stands up to spikes.
Window coverings.
Custom sizes are no problem.
Eagle has it all.
You know, let's try something more of an earth tone. Now we're in the ballpark.
All kinds of paints and finishes.
Hey, Mr. Wilson.
Or maybe even the wallpaper
Can you sign this?
you've always dreamed of.
You got a good eye, kid.
Wow, thanks.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Here, you live in many worlds. And you're a lot of things to a lot of people. And while what matters in your life remains the same, the way you stay a part of it all, clearly in the center of it all, keeps getting better. Life's better here. U.S. West.
This is Dick, creator of Miller Lite Advertising. Dick knows many Americans work very hard, so he figured, why not do advertising sideways so you can look at it when you are resting? This is what he did.
Just the two of us.
Miller Lite. For those special moments when it's just the two of you. And no one else.
We can fly.
This commercial is made and approved by Dick.
Dodge Ram is #1 in resale versus Ford, Chevy, and GMC. #1 in horsepower, #1 in torque, even #1 in payload and overall power. In fact, Dodge Ram is #1 in more categories than any full-size pickup. So by changing all the rules about what a truck should be, Dodge pickups are now #1 in sales growth all across America. See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
Fox Sports Northwest presents Seattle Mariners baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything. By Miller Genuine Draft, who reminds you it's time for a good old mackerel brew. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. By U.S. West, who reminds you that neighbors across the state are still as close as your phone. By your friendly Northwest Dodge dealer. And by BP. Apply for a BP credit card now, and you can get $15 in free gas. We keep you moving. And welcome back to the Kingdome. The umpires are coming out now. They're going to exchange batting orders. Don Baylor will represent the Colorado Rockies, the manager of the Rockies. Ironically, Baylor comes back to a place of which he is a piece of history. If you go all the way back to opening night 1977, the Mariners against the California Angels, Don Baylor is the man who had the first base hit here at the Kingdome. And he got it off Diego Segui and drove in a couple of runs in the first inning. So the man they call Groove, one of the nicest men you would ever want to meet, comes back to Seattle where for him, he has a piece of the place. He has a piece of history. The man that had the first base hit. Speaking of hits, how about Alex Rodriguez last Thursday? Last Thursday against the Detroit Tigers, this is the double to complete the cycle. A little blooper down the right field line. Alex Rodriguez, perhaps not realizing he needed the double, was goaded into going to second base, and that completed the cycle. A single, a double, a triple, and a home run. And there is Pamela Altazan of Kashmir, who was the recipient of $1 million in our Safeway contest. So congratulations to Pamela Altazan. That brought to you by Al's Auto Supply, whatever it takes. So Pamela Altazan receiving looks like she's giving, I don't know what she's giving A-Rod. Looks to me like it might be some applets and cotlets from over there around the Wenatchee area. So we get set to play baseball. Let's have a look at tonight's starting lineup.
All right, let's check the Southwest Airlines starting lineup. First of all, for the Colorado Rockies, it'll be Young, Burks, Walker, followed by Galarraga, Bichette, Castilla, Reed, Weiss, and then McCracken. Defensively, for the Mariners this evening, it will be Cruz, Griffey, and Buhner in the outfield. Davis, Gates at shortstop in place of Alex Rodriguez. Cora Sereno rounding out the infield. Wilson will be behind the plate. And Derek Lowe, the 24-year-old right-hander, will be making his fourth start and his sixth appearance. He has a record of 1-1. His last outing, picking up his first major league victory against the Detroit Tigers on this recent road trip.
Mariners had a pretty good road trip as they went 4-2 on the 6-game road trip, winning 3 of 4 from the Tigers and splitting the brief 2-game series with Toronto, defusing the Rocket. Jeff Fassero was brilliant yesterday afternoon in Toronto. So we're underway. The first pitch is a little bit low to Eric Young, the second baseman of the Colorado Rockies, having another outstanding year. Eric Young to be followed by Ellis Burks, and then the man for the Colorado Rockies, a man who is actually chasing a triple crown this year, Larry Walker. 1 ball and 1 strike on Eric Young, the count. Lowe, a very quick worker. And the youngster down low and outside with the slider, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Very nice crowd on hand, but a bigger crowd tomorrow night. And the weekend against the Los Angeles Dodgers is sold out. Fastball, good movement, fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Dave, with all the excitement they're having around baseball, I'm surprised with the excitement that is being generated by interleague play that the owners haven't decided to do this earlier.
2-2 on Eric Young, and a swing and a ground ball foul down the right field line. Don Baylor held a meeting before the ball game, basically telling his Colorado Rockies, who beat the Mariners to Seattle, by the way, yesterday, after their game with Atlanta, that, hey, I know we have played these guys before, but that's in spring training. Let's not forget that this is for real. This is not spring training. And that was imparted before the ball game. The delivery is high to Eric Young, and they count full 3-2. Randy Johnson tomorrow night against another tall right-hander, not quite as tall as Randy. Jamie Wright will pitch for the Colorado Rockies. 3-2 pitch on the way to Eric Young, and a ground ball hit to the shortstop, and he will throw him out. Brent Gates. The Mariners, by the way, received some good news on Alex Rodriguez. They were very much afraid that they were going to have to put him on the 15-day disabled list, and he would miss a couple of weeks and probably be on the DL right up until the All-Star break. There you see him cheering for Brent Gates, as Gates is tested immediately. But after an examination by Dr. Larry Petagana, the Mariner team physician, the Mariners got some delightful news. Alex is suffering from a bruised chest wall. That is not exactly delightful news, but it beats what could have been a disabling situation, and Alex is only going to miss 5 to 7 days. So the Mariners did not place A-Rod on the DL. Ellis Burks has the count at a ball and a strike. Burks is one of the few that have played against the Seattle Mariners. Of course, he was with the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox prior to going to the Colorado Rockies. And Larry Walker, man from BC is on deck. And a ground ball two-hopper hit right to third, and Davis will have to hurry his throw, and he gets it. So quickly, 2 in the well.
Well, that time Russ Davis got rid of that ball in a hurry. You can see Burks with their power playing just a little bit deeper, but look how quickly Davis comes in, gets set, and then fires it across the diamond to Sereno in time.
Well, Larry Walker is very close to leading the National League in all 3 big offensive departments. The delivery down low, ball 1 ball and no strikes. He's hitting .410. He is second in home runs, 18 to Jeff Bagwell's 19, and in the top 10 in RBIs. The big cat, Andres Galarraga, leading the major leagues with 68. Walker with 53, 15 behind. 2-0, and the young man hits a two-hopper right to Sorrento, and an easy underhand toss to the pitcher, Derek Lowe covering. So 3 ground balls, just what the doctor ordered from Derek Lowe. We are underway. Rockies nothing. Mariners coming up.
It was a sign. Them zeros. What do they mean? 4 zeros. Then it all made sense. I was to buy me a new Mitsubishi big screen, big 2-bore VCR at Magnolia Hi-Fi. 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest, 0 for 12 months. I'm obliged to my friends from above. I just wish they'd get their own Mitsubishi at a Magnolia Hi-Fi near you.
For the first time ever on network TV, the AL and the NL clash months before the World Series. In a possible World Series preview, it's the Birds and the perennial postseason favorite, the Braves. It'll be a war for the ages. Or the Indians take on the Redbirds in an historic battle. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week. Check local listings. Between the leagues, power pitching, heavy hitting, Dodgers-Mariners, the rivalry begins. Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Northwest.
If you thought Rob Dibble was intense before,
Watch him now.
Rob Dibble brings you Major League Baseball, only on Fox Sports News at 6. You're watching Seattle Mariners Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
The Rockies set down an order in their half of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. Tonight it'll be Cora, Cruz batting second, followed by Griffey, Martinez, Buhner, and Sereno. Wilson, Davis, and Brett Gates batting in the number 9 spot, playing at shortstop. Defensively, Burks, McCracken, Walker in the outfield for the Rockies. Castilla, Weiss, Young, and Galarraga around the infield. And it'll be Jeff Reed behind the plate and on the mound. Right-hander, 30-year-old Darren Holmes, 2-1 against the league this year with an ERA at 2.34. This is only his second major league start. He was in the Brewers organization, had 81 relief appearances for the Milwaukee Ball Club, 6 of those against the Mariners, and has no decisions.
So he's getting his second start. The Mariners not at all unfamiliar with Darren Holmes. He went to spring training hoping to get into the starting rotation, and then went back to his more familiar role of working out of the bullpen as Joey Cora takes a pitch a little bit low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. But with Billy Swift on the disabled list, and unfortunately for Swifty, it seems like he's always hurt, and he's on the DL one more time. Why Holmes is thrown into the starting role, and the strike is called by home plate umpire Dale Scott on Joey Cora. The Mariners, for the second time, when they were struggling, wearing their blue mesh tops. Ken Griffey Jr., as I understand it, bought those tops for the Mariners in their white pants, and they started getting it turned around, and they are opening up this very brief homestand, just 2 with Colorado, 2 with the Dodgers, by wearing those blue tops. A ball and 2 strikes on Joey Cora. Low and in, and the count 2-2.
I think what we're going to see from Holmes tonight, we're going to see a fastball. I don't know whether he calls it a curveball or a big slider, but he's got a big overhand breaking ball and a changeup. So I don't know. Like I say, some guys say he throws a curveball, some say he throws a slider.
And the curveball that time is trickled wide of third, picked off there by Vinny Castilla, who throws out Joey Cora.
Good defensive play that time by Castilla. The one thing I've noticed about this Colorado ball club, Dave, and that is they need the National League in defense. Made only 37 errors. Once again, you can see the play by Castilla. They have not committed an error in the last 12 ball games. So defensively, these guys can catch it and throw it quite well.
The big cat over there at first base, Andres Galarraga, as Jose Cruz Jr. will step up. And there's that slider, slurve, curve, whatever you want to call it, in the dirt.
Breaking ball.
And there's the welcome to the interleague play. The new logos out in front of both dugouts. Interleague inaugural games this weekend. And a ground ball to the cat, who bobbles it, drops it.
Like I said, they're not very good defensive. That's something you don't see very often, because Galarraga is really an exceptionally fine fielding first baseman. You don't see him make very many errors.
Batting third, center fielder, number 24.
Look at it one more time. Could be that if he stayed on top of that in a hurry, he might have had time to go ahead and throw the ball to the pitcher covering. Throw would not have been that far.
Yeah, I thought he gave up on it kind of early.
Yes, he did. That's the first error. Well, they had 12 consecutive errorless games, and that's where it ends.
So here is Junior now. Junior, who hit his 26th home run in Toronto. Now low ball one ball and no strikes. Junior, of course, has played against Colorado in the spring, but the last couple of years not in Tucson. He doesn't like to go to Tucson. I don't either.
He didn't like the 2-hour trip.
No, we didn't have to go to Tucson this year either.
Good.
But next year we shall, because there's going to be 3 ball clubs down there next year in Tucson. It'll be these Colorado Rockies, the Chicago White Sox, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, as they will be in business in '98. Three and 0. Going to green light him 3-0.
I would.
Bet the farm. Bet everything.
Yeah. I think he's going to have
even that newborn calf. Bet her too. Because if he gets something he wants, he's a swinging. And he got something he wanted, and he's a swinging, but he's going to have the ball caught by Mr. Quentin McCracken out there in center field.
Yeah, the Rockies probably have their best defensive outfield on the field here tonight. Burks in left field, McCracken, that young man can run the ball down, and he can go get him as well as anybody. And then Walker in right field, who has as good a throwing arm as anybody in baseball. McCracken can run the ball down.
So 2 down, and here's Edgar. Edgar, when the Mariners go to Colorado at the end of August, will undoubtedly be at first base. See when the Mariners do go to Colorado.
Late August.
Right. 28th and 29th, Thursday and Friday. I've got a night game in Colorado and a day game the next day in Los Angeles. Love to see that change. Strike on the inside corner. I will say this. The Colorado Rockies have a night game here tomorrow night. And then they have a Saturday 1 o'clock start, or 12:30 maybe, in Oakland. And that's also doesn't seem fair to Colorado. 0-2. In the dirt, away from Reed and down to second is Cruz. He'll make the turn there. He's going to head for third, and Reed will have no throw to third. So a wild pitch that allows Jose Cruz Jr. to go from first to third.
I think the problem that Reed had, Dave, is when that ball hit in front of the plate, I think it goes off his mask and then doesn't really know which direction it went. And that's all that young Cruz needed as he kept right on going around to third base.
Edgar has one in the dirt again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out. A Mariner run 90 feet away from the pay station. Jose Cruz Jr. and the board on the error by Andres Galarraga. Full count. The Rockies are just coming off beating Atlanta yesterday afternoon. They just knocked off the Braves 2 of 3. They're only a half a game out of the top spot in the National League West behind San Francisco. 3-2 pitch, and he got him swinging. So Edgar Martinez down on strikes. No runs, 1 error, and 1 man left. After 1, no score. We'll head to the second after this word from Southwest Airlines.
What do you get when you fly Southwest Airlines? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. You really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
With us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. You really should fly. And you'll have fun, 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 flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair today. Fun.
Jackie, what are you guys doing here? See the dude, be the dude. Whoa. Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude.
What do you like about Eagle Hardware's tool department?
Oh, well, variety. Practically anything you need.
And you're a serious tool junkie too, Walt, huh?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I've got a joiner, I have a bandsaw, compound miter saw.
Oh, I wish I lived next door to you. I could come over and just...
Sure. I'll loan you my tools.
You would? I looked
yeah,
at
but I'd
trustworthy.
put it on a list because I don't trust you. I'd put it on a list.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Keep your tools close at hand with Flambeau toolboxes. Rugged poly construction that's built to last. Available every day at a guaranteed low price at Eagle.
Lots of ice-cold stuff is on sale this summer at AM/PM. Don't forget your shoes. Right now, get a filled 44-ounce commuter cup for 99 cents at AM/PM.
No scores. We are in the second now, and Andres Galarraga has just taken a strike from Derek Lowe. And the next delivery a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. His home run is legend. The home run that he hit in Miami, a grand slam home run last month against the Florida Marlins. I'm sure you've read about it. And there's the first base hit of the ball game as Galarraga puts one right by Russ Davis into left field. It traveled 529 feet. And in talking to some of the Rockies about where it landed in Florida, where would it land here? They say it would have landed off the Texaco sign up there in the top deck in left field. That is unbelievable. And here is his shot at Florida. Right out over the plate, and he got it all way in the upper deck near the Jackie Robinson 50-year logo. What a shot that was. And speaking of shots, there's a line drive by Bichette into the gap, and all of a sudden the Colorado Rockies have runners at first and third and nobody out against Derek Lowe here in the second inning. A line drive by Bichette.
Bichette, fastball hitter, takes this pitch out over the plate and shoots it in the gap into right center field. Good play by Buhner, getting over there in time to cut the ball off to keep Bichette at first base.
So there's Dante over at first, and this is Vinny Castilla. This young man has turned into quite a hitter. And speaking of that, he's got one into the gap that's going to go all the way to the wall. So Galarraga scores. Bichette, they're going to wave him in. Gates is relayed to the plate, and it's not in time. So it's 2-0 in favor of Colorado in a hurry. Vinny Castilla, a 2-run double. 3 consecutive hits off Derek Lowe.
Well, you said it at the very beginning. 2 teams evenly matched. Both teams have tremendous power. And both teams very good fastball hitters. And right in the heart of their lineup, Galarraga, Bichette, and Castilla, they don't waste any time. They go up to the plate swinging.
Vinny Castilla had 40 home runs last year, 32 home runs the year before, and already 17 this year. And here's Jeff Reed, the catcher, taking it just off the inside corner.
Dave, you look at the heart of their lineup, and just about every one of them get twice as many home runs at home as they do on the road.
One. Well, last year's record, of course, was so stark away and at home. It's changed this year dramatically. Last year, Colorado Rockies were 28 and 53 on the road and 55 and 26 at home. This year, they're a 500 ball club on the road, 16 and 16, and 6 over at Coors Field. 1-2 on Jeff Reed. Jeff Reed started his career with Montreal and ended up in Cincinnati and then San Francisco in his first year with Colorado. Quickly 2 in for the Rockies. Lowe really struggling now as he walks Reed. Needs a ground ball. He needs a double play ball here. Get him, I think, probably straightened out a little bit. All 3 outs in the first inning were ground balls, and here in the second, he hasn't got anybody out. He's a man with whom you should be familiar if you've followed the Mariners in the American League over the years, and that's Walt Weiss, former Rookie of the Year in the American League, switch hitter on the shortstop for the Colorado Rockies. Snap through to second base and almost nabbing Vinny Castilla.
Well, they came awful close to getting it. I'm not too sure that he was out.
Rocky Rowe was standing there right on top of it.
Rocky Rowe, the umpire, right on top of the play. That's the toughest play in the world for the runner at second base. Let's see.
And I think he might.
Mighty close.
Mighty close, yeah, very close.
Boy, when you see that batter bunt through the ball, you assume he's going to get the bat on the ball, but when he bunts through it, that'll catch you leaning.
1-1. Mike Maddox is already up in the pen here in the second inning for the Mariners. Been a long time since Maddox has worked. He can't be very sharp. 2-1. Artie Contreras, the pitching coach.
Well, just to give you a little bit of a background on Baylor as to the style that he likes to come up with as a manager. He likes to try to keep the pressure on the opponents with aggressive base running. Right now, he's playing little baseball, got a couple men on base, nobody out, 2 runs in. He's going to try to bunt those guys along to see if he can't pick up another run or 2. Yeah, he has a lot of power up and down the lineup like that of the Mariners, and he will hit and run. He did it 130 times last year, and he will attempt to steal third base. So Groove likes to put guys in motion.
2-1 and a swing and a miss, a late swing at a fastball that time from Walt Weiss. The man seated on the bench over there, Baylor standing up, and the man seated over next to Baylor is that's Frank Funk, the former Mariner pitching coach under Maury Wills. And Rene Lachman, not in '82, he was an advance man in '82 and then came back as a pitching coach in '83. The fastball inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Lowe is teetering. Quentin McCracken, the switch hitter, is on deck. They're going to send the runners here? No. And a ground ball foul. San Francisco at Texas tonight, San Diego at Anaheim, the Dodgers in Oakland, and then the other 2 games in baseball tonight are regularly scheduled American League games between 2 American League clubs. Swing and a miss, so that's a big first out. And Quentin McCracken will step up to the plate. Baltimore is at Boston and Milwaukee at Cleveland.
Look at that last pitch. You see how much that ball sinks when Lowe keeps that ball down below the belt about knee high. How that ball will kind of tail back in toward the plate. Left-hand hitters, and it'll sink it quite a bit. That's where he has to keep the ball to be effective.
McCracken, a switch hitter out of North Carolina, hitting .325. Two in, Castilla at second base, and Jeff Reed over at first, and 1 man down. 1-1.
I don't think Lowe threw that many pitches his last outing. About 72, 73 pitches, somewhere in that neighborhood, Dave. So he should be well rested out there in the mound. Right now, it might be just a little bit nervous facing this ball club.
Two and 1. Dante Bichette is the designated hitter for the Colorado Rockies tonight. And I think it would be interesting, since they are doing the experiment. Fly ball to left field, and back is Cruz, and it's over his head on 1 hop over the wall. That's going to allow only 1 run to score. No, it didn't go over the wall. It did go over the wall, did it not?
Ground rule double.
So that'll be a ground rule double for McCracken. Castilla will be allowed to score, and Jeff Reed will be sent back to third base on the ground rule double. And it is 3-0.
See, getting over the head of Cruz. What you didn't see was the ball bouncing off the darker blue backdrop. And Cruz, there you can see it there. And now coming back into the playing field. And Cruz putting up his hands, and the umpire's right on top of it.
So already the Mariner infield will come up here in the second inning for Eric Young, who grounded out to Brent Gates, the shortstop. 4 hits here in the inning for the Rockies, and they can bury it. 1-1. To continue my thought, I thought it would be interesting when the American League clubs host the National League clubs to let the pitchers hit and use the DH in the National League parks. There's a line drive base hit up the middle, so Reed's going to score. McCracken around third. Junior's throw to the plate, and it is in time to get McCracken. And on the throw down to second base goes Eric Young. Great throw by Junior. Won't see a better throw than that. That was right on the money.
Junior coming up. And you can see the accurate throw, and all that Wilson had to do is to make sure that he caught the ball.
And that's going to be it for Derek Lowe, as he will only go an inning and 2/3 tonight. Another look. Perfect pay.
And the swiping tag by Wilson.
Well, just to complete my thought, that would give the American League fans a chance to see the pitcher hit, which they never get to see, and see the American League fans in the National League Park, or the National League fans in the National League Park see the designated hitter. But so be it. So the Rockies 4 and the Mariners nothing, as Mike Maddox will trot in from the bullpen, and we'll be right back.
What do you like in the Eagle floor department?
Well, I like that one. Well, even this one up here that had some blue in it.
Because they got all the brands here at Eagle. They got Armstrong and Mannington and Congolium.
And I'm a very messy kind of person, so
Oh, you
I
are?
probably should get the black one.
we could sell you a tile that's pre-finished with waxy yellow buildup, Trish. You know.
I have to write it home.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
For lasting beauty, it's Congolium vinyl floor tile. Easy to care for, durable, no-wax surface. The first choice in flooring. Congolium at Eagle.
It was a sign. Them zeros. What do they mean? 4 zeros. Then it all made sense. I was to buy me a new Mitsubishi big screen, big 2-bore VCR at Magnolia Hi-Fi. 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest, 0 for 12 months. I'm obliged to my friends from above. I just wish they'd get their own Mitsubishi. At a Magnolia Hi-Fi near you.
Pick up $1 million baseball magic ballot at any participating Safeway, and you could win a luxurious cruise aboard Holland America Line, the Alaska leader for 50 years. Airfare provided by Morris Travel. Our experience works for you. Play $1 Million Baseball Magic and look for these feature products at Safeway. Nestle Single Bars, Arm & Hammer Laundry Detergent, Friskies Buffet Cat Food, Red Baron Pizza. Well, friends, it's time to play the Eagle Hardware and Garden Mariners 20th Anniversary Lineup Card Sweepstakes. To play, you stop by any Eagle store and pick up an official lineup card. Then watch each Mariners telecast this week as we reveal the correct lineup information. Tonight, we will reveal player number 2 on your lineup card. It's former Mariner Lenny Randall. So fill in Lenny's name in the player number 2 slot. And tune in again tomorrow when we announce this week's final lineup position. If you correctly complete this week's lineup card, you'll be eligible to win a Mariners jersey. And the grand prize is honorary manager at the Turn Back the Clock game on July the 19th. So be sure to stop by Eagle Hardware and Garden and pick up your official lineup card. Here's Ellis Burks now against the new pitcher, Mike Maddox. Eric Young out at second base and 4 in for the Rockies.
And as we pointed out, Don Baylor likes to be aggressive on the bases, and he will try to steal third base.
Maddox worked the final inning on Saturday at Detroit. Rockies played his brother's team yesterday and beat the Atlanta Braves. Derek Lowe talking to a lot of experience there. The man on his left is Jamie Moyer. And Maddox misses with his first 3 outside. And he's asking for trouble because Larry Walker is on deck. Mike Maddox makes his home in Las Vegas. 3-1. And that sinks low, and that's ball 4. So Larry Walker will be the 9th man to come to the plate for the Colorado Rockies here in the second inning. And the ex-hockey player from British Columbia used to come down here as a kid with his dad and 3 brothers and hang out for the weekend and watch the Mariners play. Always wanted to be a hockey goalie. Said he'd exchange it all if he could be a National Hockey League goalie today. There's a base hit to right field. So around third, coming in is Eric Young. The throw to the plate not in time, and it's 5-0. Larry Walker picks up his 54th RBI.
Very, very aggressive team up there at the plate, but then again, that's exactly the kind of a hitter that Don Baylor was. And I think his approach as a manager, very similar. And of course, we've talked so many times about the kind of team that the Mariner has, taking on the personality of the manager. And exactly the case with the Colorado Rockies. Buhner's throw a little bit late, tough to get Eric Young with his speed.
So Burks at third, Walker at first, and the Cat started off this inning with a ground ball into the hole between Davis and Gates some time ago. 6 hits here in the inning, manufacturing 5 runs, and don't forget 1 has been thrown out at the plate. Galarraga, native of Venezuela. And Maddox working himself into a situation that you don't like to see. 2-0 and a former National League batting champion, a man who's hit 529 feet this year. And a ground ball, 1 hopper off the glove of Davis. So easily coming in to score Ellis Burks to make it 6-0. And Andres Galarraga, I assume, will get an infield hit and pick up his 69th RBI, which leads the major leagues.
Well, I wrote down an error. You have to erase that. That's not a base hit. That's an error. Look at it one more time. And let's see. I think they've given him a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Base hit.
So an infield hit and an RBI. And here's Dante Bichette. The 11th man to come to the plate in the second inning. One. You can close the book on Derek Lowe. 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Off the end of the bat, and this will end it. Sorrento will take it to the bag. But 6 big ones come across for the Colorado Rockies on 7 hits, and a couple are left out there here in the second inning. Just the beginning of things. Don't run away. Mariners can come back with a 6 just like that too. Rockies 6 and the Mariners nothing.
Here, happiness isn't taken for granted. Work and play don't argue. And I can always find you if I need you. Here, a handshake still beats an email. And wires aren't something that people connect. but something that connects people. Here, you've got a life, and we've got a job to do. Life's better here. U.S. West.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Romaine. Want to spend a few days with me at the next Sports Illustrated swimsuit shoot? You could make a difference here. Because where I work, it's really hot. So if I get thirsty, you could get me something to drink. It's also really sandy. And maybe you could help me with my different swimsuits.
Nothing to do this fall?
Get out!
You could win a trip to the next Sports Illustrated swimsuit shoot. Apply where you buy Miller Lite.
All right, you've got my Discover card statement. Well, I write, but a lot of people don't realize I make wonderful pictures, too. And what I do is I paint on acetate with India ink. I went into Barnes & Noble one time and bought 3 books I myself had written. And I presume I got a royalty as well as the bonus from Discover cards.
How many credit cards make a statement like that? It pays to Discover.
I think that's me.
Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Safeway, who invite you to play $1 Million Baseball Magic. By your Northwest Ford dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers in America again. And by Magnolia Hi-Fi, the nation's most award-winning consumer electronics dealer. Well, it's very, very early. Mariners a bit of catching up to do, as the Rockies have just scored 6 in the top half of the second inning. And Jay Buhner will lead it off here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Okay, when I look at National League teams versus American League teams, the biggest difference that I see, and that is American League teams spend a great deal of money on their payroll for the designated hitter.
Buhner pops it up and down the right field line. Galarraga on the mound, and he can't make the catch. So Andres, already in error on a fairly routine ground ball by Cruz, had a long way to go, but he got his leather on it. That ball's got to be caught once you go that far.
I think he might have been fighting that mound down there. Just went off the end of the glove, but I think he was more concerned about the mound. But you're right. He could have caught that.
No error charge to Galarraga. Buhner alive. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. A lot of money spent on DHs, and on the other side in the National League,
they spend that on pitching.
Exactly.
And I think that's why, when you look at the numbers anyway, the National League probably has better pitching than that of the American League.
Buhner, a high fly ball. That got him on his hands in the kitchen. And Quentin McCracken, routine catch in center field. So one away, and Paul Sorrento will be the hitter.
Batting 6, the first baseman, number 44, Paul Sorrento.
The Rockies, after their 2-game stay here, go on down to Oakland. The Dodgers come from Oakland up here. And then the Mariners, after the off day on Monday, go to San Francisco. There's the Mariners' first hit. It's Sorrento. Singles sharply right back up the middle.
Batting 7, the catcher, number 6, Dan Wilson.
Clear the stroke this time by Paul Sorrento, as he takes this pitch right back up the middle. Tries to pull that ball. Would have been a nice, easy ground ball to second base.
Dan Wilson, the catcher, the hitter. And Dan Wilson and Frank Funk, the pitching coach of the Colorado Rockies, have crossed paths in their careers. There's Funky. He was Dan Wilson's manager at Double-A ball when they were both in the Cincinnati Reds organization, and Lou Piniella was the manager at the big league level, and Frank Funk was managing in Nashville at Double-A, and Dan Wilson was his catcher. And he said, I knew he was going to be a great one when I had him down there then. And he's turned into an all-star catcher. on the inside corner. And a little looper is going to drop for a base hit down the right field line as Walker will take it on the second hop and get it back into second base. The Mariners trying to chip away. Runners at first and third, one down.
Like the way that Walker went toward the line and caught the ball and then turned the 360 to get the ball back to the infield. I think you can get more on it and get rid of it a lot sooner. Look at this right here. As you can see the ball go down the line. Here comes Walkover, and watch the way he feels this. Catches the ball and then spins around the 360 to throw the ball back into second base. You can get it back into the infield faster with more on it.
That baby was about 4 feet off the surface all the way. He threw a BB to second.
Well, he's got a good arm. I mean, an exceptionally fine arm.
Russ Davis, 1 strike on him as he takes a cut right through that first pitch. Runners at first and third. And the breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2. Again, the good news on Alex Rodriguez, he will not be placed on the disabled list and probably will only miss 5 to 7 days with a bruised chest wall, no pulled muscles. And it's low and outside. A-Rod was originally hurt when he scored on that pass ball yesterday at Toronto. The first run of the ball game. Roger Clemens came down to cover home and inadvertently kneed Alex Rodriguez. There goes Dan Wilson, and the pitch is hit foul down the right field line. A ball and 2 strikes. And then when Alex singled in the third inning up the middle, he was showing some signs of pain but stayed in the ball game. But then when he got the RBI single in the 5th to give the Mariners a 2-0 lead, that's when it really caved in on him, and he turned around and headed for the clubhouse. And he was really looking forward to playing in this interleague series. Russ, a ground ball is going to get a run in to the shortstop Weiss, and Walt will throw him out. And Wilson goes to second, so it's 6-1 now. And Brent Gates will be the hitter.
Well, that run may not seem like very much, but Dave, when the other team scores, you come back and at least put 1 run up there on the scoreboard. Psychologically, you're somewhat back in the ball game. Granted, the Mariners are still down by 5 runs, but at least they feel like they can score against the Colorado Rockies.
Gates taking the strike. Change that time. Rockies a great fan support at Coors Field. They're sold out every game. That pitch is off the instep or off the foot of Brent Gates. It's a painful walkover to get a new bat because he shattered the handle of his bat, I believe, and that pitch is inside.
See, where's that shin protector? But I don't think it was quite large enough. Didn't hit the protector. Now he's going to have to put some more of that stickum stuff on the handle so he gets a good grip.
The Rockies have already drawn over 1,538,000, averaging over 48,000 a game. That's a sellout there at Coors. And they shoehorned in another 2,000 yesterday afternoon at over 50,000 against the Atlanta Braves. Down low. 2-2 on Brent Gates. 6-1 Colorado in the second.
In the ballpark that the Mariners are building, doesn't that go along the same lines as the
Exactly, yes.
as Coors Field?
So Gates down on the change, and the Mariners have to settle for but the one here in the second on a couple of hits. When we come back, Castilla, Reed, and Weiss do up for Colorado, and it's 6-1 Rockies.
It appears you got a roach problem in here.
I don't think I do.
I'm afraid you do.
I don't think I do.
That's it. You're out of the diner.
Who'll win the Battle of the Blues? Find out Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Northwest. When you're looking for championship form, playoff excitement, all-star performances, tournament action, or events too unique to be a part of a series, look to Fox Sports Northwest. Bellingham's annual Ski to Sea Festival takes you all the way from the slopes of Mount Baker to the shores of Puget Sound with some of the most beautiful scenery and intense competition in the Northwest. Saturday at 1:30 Pacific. Young stars shine when the Tacoma Rainiers play live on Fox Sports Northwest. We've got exclusive coverage as the Tacoma Rainiers head for home. When the Rainiers step to the plate, every play is a shot at the majors, and nobody wants to lose. Home teams with Fox attitude sends the competition to the showers. So keep your eye on the ball as future Mariners swing for the seats exclusively on Fox Sports Northwest. Check your local cable listings for the next live Tacoma Rainiers game on Fox Sports Northwest. You're watching Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
Let's go with your U.S. West Fox Sports update. It's the Giants and Rangers at the ballpark, tied at 3, top of the 7th. Stan Javier with the fly ball into the corner pocket. Barry Bonds will score on the play. It turns in to the game-winning run. San Francisco winning the first ever interleague game 4-3.
And welcome back to the Kingdome, where the Rockies have a 5-run lead, and Vinny Castilla, who drove in a couple with a double last inning, will lead it off here and send a fly ball into the gap again, and he's going to have back-to-back doubles, and that'll be a ground rule double. Is it bounced high off the wall, or was it a ground rule double? Yep. I guess, yeah, I think so. So Castilla, a brace of doubles. And the onslaught for Rocks continues.
The catcher, number 15, Jeff Reed.
They are a fastball, first ball, fastball hitting team.
This is Jeff Reed, who walked last inning. Rockers 35-29. The Mariners 34-29. On the outside corner with that little sinker, 0-1. One and one. And that's in just enough, I think, to get him to keep it in the ballpark, as Junior will go right back to where the carpet meets the track to make the catch, and that moves Vinny Castilla down to third base. And we'll bring up Walt Weiss. And let's see if the Mariners bring the infield in here.
Walt Weiss.
Third inning.
I would imagine they're going to try to play in. Can't afford to give up too many more runs.
keep the ball in on him. Got it way too far inside. It'll be interesting to see the reviews of the first night's interleague play in tomorrow's papers. San Francisco and Texas, the first interleague game ever because of the difference in time. Started a couple hours before this one, and that'll be rolled right to Cora, and they'll hold Castillo over third base. So 2 down, and in that one, the Giants beat the Rangers 4-3. The Mariners, Cairo News Radio, and the Northwest Harvest have teamed up to present Fight Hunger Day prior to Saturday's game against the Dodgers at 1:05. Stop by the Kingdome with your contributions of non-perishable food items and help stock the shelves at Northwest Harvest and fight hunger in the Northwest. That's Fight Hunger Day this Saturday before the Mariners meet the Los Angeles Dodgers in a 1:05 game. Here's Quentin McCracken. He had a ground rule double in the second. 0-1. The curve that time, Lowe. Hit 290 last year with Colorado. And this year, 320, make it 330 now after his double in the second. 2-1. A Duke University product and a high pop-up. And coming over Cruz, and Jose is there to make the catch. And that shall retire the side. It's pretty good clutch pitching. Runner at third, only 1 down, does not score. No runs, a hit, the man left. 6-1 Rockies.
Play $1 Million Baseball Magic. You could win $1 million or the Fujifilm Endeavor 300 camera. A Whitney watch from Weisfield Jewelers. A Cuisinart Gourmet kitchen set. A Victorinox Swiss Champ knife. Or win a trip to Las Vegas staying at the New York Hotel and Casino. Airfare provided by Morris Travel. Feature products include Duracell batteries, Peterson Farms chicken patties. Look for contest details and ballots at any participating Safeway today.
I have a little project.
Well, once again, Edgar Martinez is using Eagle Hardware's incredible selection of brand name power tools for his latest project. And here's a surprise. For once, it's not a bat. Oh, it is a bat.
It's a light bat.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Luscious color can only have one source. Eagle One Wet Car Polish. For the hottest looking ride on the road, get wet.
With the Rockies leading it by a score of 6-1, Darren Holmes now will go through the Mariner lineup for the second time. A salute to the interleague inaugural game. Game number 1 here between the Mariners and the Colorado Rockies, and the same 2 tomorrow night. Randy Johnson against Jamie Wright, and then the Los Angeles Dodgers are in over the weekend. Mariners only home for 4 days. They have Monday off, and then they'll take on San Francisco in a 2-game series beginning on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then go to Texas with a big 4-game showdown against the Rangers. 1-0 on Joey Cora. Vinny Castilla made a fine play to get Cora. A ground ball wide of third, and he picked it off and threw him out in the first inning. A 3:49. upstairs.
You know, Joey had that 24-game hitting streak in which he hit just about whatever he felt like. And he got his average up there pretty high. But you know what? He's been maintaining it. Still hitting .350.
Well, I think the most amazing thing, and that is amazing, where he's hitting .350 now, but the fact that he's already got 6 home runs, which ties his career high, and we're only a third of the way through the year. Cora's got a good eye. You got to throw him a strike. 3-1. Cruz Jr. next. And that's on the outside corner. A change that time. We've got two fairly similar pitchers working now, Holmes and Maddox. Not power pitchers, guys that have to be around the plate, and they have to be around the black part of the plate, not the center part. They're not going to throw a ball by you. That's just into the stands. Darren Holmes, a native of North Carolina. Reed asking for a fastball away. And a fastball down the middle. It's hit into the gap, and McCracken flying over to make the catch.
You know, that's a little bit unusual that the center fielder can get that ball that is hit by Joey Cora, because normally they play Cora straight away, and if anything, shade him the other way. Now here's a ball normally hit in the gap, and McCracken gets this ball rather easily. Not that tough of a play.
The Angels, for one, play Mr. Cora way over into left center, the center fielder. So that's an easy double, if not triple, in Anaheim, but not here tonight. Cruz, an off-speed pitch, way out in front of him. Cruz Jr., 23 years of age. Is Rice Owls going to the College World Series this year? And again, another straight change right off the end of the bat. Got him. Drop by Reed. He'll pick it up and step to the left and throw him out. So 2 outs.
Center fielder number 24, Ken Griffey.
Jr. was let go 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. The count on him in the first inning, and hit it hard, but on a line to Quentin McCracken in center field. The Mariners 2 hits in the game. A Paul Serrano single last inning, a line drive to center, and then Dan Wilson a little blooper to right. One and 0. Jr. takes high and outside. You've got the 2 top all-star vote getters here for both leagues. The man at the plate and the man in right field. Ken Griffey Jr. leading the vote getting, and Larry Walker leading the National League balloting. The 2-0 pitch. I take that back. That's Piazza, isn't it? Piazza is leading the National League in vote getting, and Piazza will be here, but Walker's going to be an all-star. It's Piazza, the Dodger catcher, who will be here Saturday and Sunday. So Junior this time does not get what he likes, 3-0, and takes the walk.
Well, he noted that in Darren Holmes' last outing, his last start rather, back on June the 7th against Florida, he went 6 innings, did not walk a batter. Now here he is, finally giving up a base on ball. But he has been very, very effective in that starting role.
Edgar fanned in the first. One and oh. And a ground ball right to Weiss. An easy force out at second base on Junior coming down from first base. So nothing. No hits. Man left. To the fourth at 6-1 Colorado.
A baseball tribute to heavy hitters everywhere. From your friends at Tulalip Casino. Tulalip Casino, just for the fun of it.
They are only metal and cloth and wire and rubber. Not until courage and service and dedication are added do they become more than just machines. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the U.S. Air Force. We'd like to say thanks to the men and women in blue who have turned these machines into symbols of freedom.
Once again, Tulalip Casino proves that location is everything. Tulalip Casino, I-5 exit 199, Marysville.
Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Tulalip Casino, just for the fun of it. By Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. And by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealer. This is Dave Niehaus with Ron Fairley. Going to the fourth inning. Indeed we do. Welcome the National League here into town. Eric Young, who is 1 for 2, has just taken one high from Mike Maddox. Ball one. One ball and no strikes. This man can hit. 2-0 the count. I said this man can hit. With that, right down the middle.
Well, he's not very tall, got a little strike zone, but he's got a good stroke. And he's been making things happen lately by getting on base. Look at it one more time as he just puts a nice, easy stroke on it. Look how still he keeps his head, keeps his eyes right on the ball.
Ellis Burks is not having an Ellis Burks type year. You look at that batting average at .236. That's some pretty good power numbers with the 14 home run. 0-1. I'm not sure the Chicago White Sox have completely recovered from Ellis Burks leaving. And as a free agent going to the Colorado Rockies, chance to turn 2, and the Mariners turn 2. Gates, Cora, Sorrento.
Well, look at it one more time. Your basic 6-4-3 double play. A good feed to Cora, and Cora in return a good throw to Sorrento.
And a slice fly ball to Junior, sprinting in and making a one-handed catch right below his right kneecap. So Larry Walker bidding for his second hit is denied on a fine running catch by Ken Griffey Jr. And the fourth is history for the Colorado Rockies. When we come back, Buhner, Sorrento, and Wilson for the Mariners. 6-1 Rockies.
You want the most in-depth behind-the-scenes reports? Turn to Fox Sports News FoxScan.
Let's go there next.
I just want to win.
I got hit a few times.
Let Superman break his cape out, and that's pretty much what he did.
With FoxScan, you join the only team that takes you live to your home games all across America. Every night, every sport. Hundreds of games from 45 arenas with over 40 announced teams. FoxScan on Fox Sports News. We are there.
Fox Sports Northwest has your ticket to Portland Rockies baseball. The best seats in the house are waiting for you when you catch the Rockies live on Fox Sports Northwest. There's nothing like the excitement of hometown baseball on sweet summer nights. And live Portland Rockies action fills out our baseball lineup with a genuine feel of green. Home runs, home team, Fox attitude. You won't find a better combination anywhere. Portland heads to Yakima to take on the Bears in our live Rockies opener Tuesday, June 17th at 7 Pacific.
Catch J-Bone Buhner and the Mariners on Fox Sports Northwest. Home teams, Fox attitude. You're watching Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
Rockies up on the Mariners 6-1 as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Be sure to be at the ballpark tomorrow now as the great outdoors comes indoors. The Mariners face the Colorado Rockies at 7:05, and as part of the festivities, the first 12,000 fans are going to receive a fishing pole courtesy of Shimano. Throughout the game, there will be great prize drawings courtesy of Eddie Bauer, including a $2,500 Eddie Bauer shopping spree. That's tomorrow at 7:05. For tickets, you call 622-HITS. Stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. Part of our crowd tonight, not bad at all. I would imagine we have around 38 to 40,000 fans here tonight to welcome the interleague play as Jay Buhner leads it off, and Darren Holmes right on the inside corner with Steve, right one. Has had only 2 hits, and Holmes in only his second major league start has been so far outstanding. And the curveball got Buhner to hit a can of corn. Larry Walker, no problem. I imagine that Walker has a pretty good contingent down here from British Columbia.
First baseman, number 44, Paul Sorrento.
Very consistent, as you can see. 17, 17, 17.
Thing is, he's been getting his breaking ball over very effectively here this evening. That when he spots his fastball, Mariners have not been able to do much with it.
Sorrento a line drive to center field, and that slider is away. And that ball is looped into right field. Got the pitch up, and Sorrento's 2 for 2 now. There are a lot of people that think that the Arizona Diamondbacks will also be as successful in the expansion baseball business as these Colorado Rockies were. And of course, for years they had to play at Mile High Stadium and led the National League in attendance. They moved in their new stadium. They actually increased by about 10,000 when they saw they were going to draw as well as they did at Mile High. they built their new stadium a little bigger. And there are those that think that the Arizona Diamondbacks, at least in the early years, and I expect they will, it's a new thing down here in the Phoenix area. They open shop next year. One and one.
I'm still thinking about whether that was really good for baseball or not. Well, that put the end of that microphone.
That was our microphone, huh? Wow. How much are those, guys? You know? Those parabolic microphones? Strike at the knee. Ball on 2 strikes. Did it get the camera? Did not get the camera. I'm talking to the truck. And had it gotten the camera, you're looking at half of what Pamela Altazan won in the contest. Chance to turn 2. No! Throws it into right field. That's Castilla. So moving into second base, Wilson. And instead of 2 out and the inning over, you've got 2 aboard, and the Mariners very much alive in scoring positions.
And for the leading defensive team in the National League, they committed only 37 errors so far this year. They've committed 2 here this evening. Look at it one more time as Castilla throws that ball to the inside part of the bag, right off the end of the glove of Young.
I'm not sure that Young shouldn't have caught that ball. Didn't look to me like that was that wild a throw. Here's Russ Davis now as the Mariner fans are all of a sudden let out of their cage and they're into it. With runners at second and third, and Russ Davis, a fly ball slicing away from Walker. Walker faking the runner at third, and down to second base will go Russ Davis. Larry Walker faked the runner at second base, really, and Wilson did not try to score, but he wasn't going to try to score anyway.
I got to think that the ball that one hops the wall, you should be able to score. And I think Wilson looked back and saw Walker, and he sneaked work because Wilson remained at second base. Look at it one more time. There goes the ball down the right field line, and look what Walker does. Like he's going to get in position to make the catch, knowing he can't get to it, now fields it off the fence.
So it may have worked. Wilson cannot score from second on a double by Russ Davis, and here is Brent Gates. And Gates hits a high fly ball into deep right center field. That's got a chance to go. It is off the base of the wall. Gonna score 2, so here come the Mariners. And when these 2 clubs get together, you figure it's going to be fireworks, and it started out that way. The Mariners are right back in it. It's 6-4 as Brent Gates goes off the wall in right center field.
Look at it one more time. There's the stroke by Gates. And you can see the way that Walker is positioning himself for the carom as he gets into position. And with that allows Wilson and Davis to score easily. And Gates goes down into second base.
Well, you talk about how errors hurt you in a ball game. The Colorado Rockies should have a 6-1 lead and should be at the plate, because they had the double play ball hit by Dan Wilson, and Castilla threw it down to second base, and it went off the tip of the glove of Eric Young, allowing Sorrento to go to third and Wilson to second.
You know, that brings up a good point. They say that in the major leagues you cannot anticipate the double play ball, but why not? What league could you? You know, if you can't do it in the major leagues, I don't know. It didn't seem to me that you can do that.
Here's Joey Cora, and Cora taking inside, so the Mariners right there back in the ball game at 6-4. Somehow, some way, maybe with the exception of tomorrow's game, I figure that 3 of the 4 games between these 2 clubs will be just about like this. I mean, they've got so much firepower. Now, you've got Randy Johnson pitching for you. That's another thing.
Now, Randy normally doesn't give up very many runs, does he? What does he have now? 29 consecutive scoreless innings. See that fastball running up and in on Joey Cora as he spins out of the way.
So 2 doubles, a single, and a huge error. And the Mariners are very much alive. And Joey takes outside. Well, 3 balls and no strikes, and they're getting busy down in the Colorado bullpen. The right-hander gets up and starts to throw. Jerry DiPoto, who used to be with the Cleveland Indians, is busy. Takes high, ball 4. Second walk given up by Darren Holmes. Don't forget Mr. Holmes out there. This is only his second major league start. So you don't really expect him to cruise through 8-9 innings without any problem.
Well, I was talking to one of the Rockies coaches, and they were saying we hope that we can get 5 innings out of Darren Holmes. As you well know, the Mariners and the Rockies have had some problems with their pitching, especially their starting pitching for the Rockies.
Young Mr. Cruz takes down Lowe. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The time runs aboard. And that's low. Ball 2. This might be one of those 15-14 affairs.
Well, the Rockies and the Dodgers had one like that last year in Colorado, in which the Rockies came out on top, but the Dodgers had a big lead, and the Rockies were roaring right back.
That was like one of those games you had when you were doing the Giants, where they opened athletics down there in spring training run. Oh, God. He had that huge lead in an exhibition
Had a
game.
seven-run lead in the ninth. And they scored 14.
Good hitters pitch right here, 2-0. Outside ball, 3 balls and no strikes. And man, you're getting into the meat and potatoes part of the Mariner lineup. There's the meat right there. Got Don Baylor up with both elbows on his kneecaps, leaning out to have a look. Cruz will be asked to take one here, and he takes a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, I remember that game quite vividly. The Giants were leading 7-0 in the 9th inning, and they lose by 7. 14 runs scored by the Indians.
Cruz takes low and outside, ball 4. So the sacks are full of Mariners for Ken Griffey Jr. And the Mariners are still looking for their first grand salami of the year. And Don Baylor will go out to the mound, and I think that's going to be it for Darren Holmes. And Jerry DiPoto will come in and take over, so Holmes will have nothing to do with this decision. He cannot win it, and DiPoto will inherit an absolute mess. He'll have 3 aboard with Gates over at third base, Joey Cora at second base, and Jose Cruz Jr. over at first, and the man who leads the world in home runs, Ken Griffey Jr. with 26 will be at the plate. Now let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow for our U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
All right, David, today not only day 1 of interleague baseball, day 1 of the U.S. Open Congressional Country Club. Tough times for Greg Norman in the bunker, and Norman finishing the day at 5 over par. This is Vijay Singh on the 9th hole. You like this reverse shot? The spin, is it in? Almost. Vijay Singh, a contender as always in major events, at least most of the time. Larry Mize out of the bunker, doing it right on the par 3 12th. The birdie. Mize at even par. Steve Stricker, not a high-profile name, but certainly at times a high-profile game. That's a birdie, and he is 4 under after the opening round. Tiger Woods, tough time out of the rough on 11. Tiger ending up with a double bogey. And then Tiger on 18, his tee shot. This is considered a fairly easy par 3. but Tiger getting wet, another double bogey. And all of the golfers after round one chasing Colin Montgomery, par 4 13th. Look at the pretty approach shot. A tremendous round, 5 under par, and he is the leader after round one. Sutton and Stricker a stroke back, followed by McNulty and Tom Lehman. Opening day, round one of the U.S. Open. Back to Dave at the Dome.
Rockies leading by a score of 6-4 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, but the Mariners have something going. Bases loaded with one out, and Ken Griffey Jr., the batter, on the mound now, taking over his right-hander, Jerry DePoto, the 28-year-old right-hander. Last year was with the New York Mets and coming over to the Colorado Rockies, and you can see the numbers this year on DePoto. Jr. with 8 career grand slams.
Despite that high earned run average, DePoto has had a couple of back-to-back strong outings. He worked 2 1/3 innings on Tuesday against the Braves, allowing a hit and a walk. His best performance of the year occurred in the first game on Sunday against Florida. Entered the game with a man aboard and retired all 9 men he faced over 3 innings. Junior taking outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And right back with a fastball. And the count 1-1, and these fans are really getting turned on now. It kind of expected to be an offensive show, and we're only in the 4th, and it's turning out to be that way. So far, 10 runs and 14 hits. The Rockies, sure with the hand, have not been tonight. They have committed 2 errors. Way outside, the low ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike, and it's great to see Junior in a spot where they have to pitch to him.
And don't think that makes a great deal of difference also, because if you don't have to pitch to him, it makes it that much more difficult to hit. So when you fall behind 2-1 count, you're going to start flirting with some trouble here because you're forced to give him a pretty good pitch to hit.
2-1 on Junior. Out of play off the third base side.
Watching Junior take batting practice early this afternoon, he hit several balls in the seats in the left center field. When he goes the other way, he is by far a much more difficult batter to get out. Not that he's easy to get out anyway, but I mean, he's that much more difficult to retire.
2-2 on Ken Griffey Jr. with the sacks full, and only 1 man out in a 2-1 ball game. 6-4 Colorado. Rockies scoring all 6 of their runs in the second inning when they chase Darren Lowe. Derek Lowe. Outside, back up the middle. An outside fastball taken right back up the middle. We've got a new ball game. We are tied at 6-6 as Ken Griffey Jr. has just picked up his 68th and 69th RBIs to tie Andres Galarraga for the Major League lead. Jr., a hard shot right back up the middle. How about this for a ball game? Down to third base goes Cruz Jr.
Well, we said when Junior goes right back up the middle the other way, how much more difficult he is to get out. And there's a perfect example with that base hit right back up the middle.
And the Mariners now 90 feet away from the lead as Edgar steps up to the plate. I think Junior's enjoying this game. You can see the delight on his face over there.
He may go.
And Edgar taking inside, ball one. One ball and no strike. I can see where the ball player would get a kick out of these games because you see the same guys usually for a couple of weeks in a row. Detroit comes out here, you go back to Detroit. Baltimore comes out here, you go back to Baltimore. New faces.
New ballpark.
1-0 on Edgar Martinez. Whoa, and outside.
And your point well taken, because in the clubhouse yesterday down in Atlanta, the Braves, the Rockies were playing the Braves, and they weren't talking about the Braves. They were saying, hey, we're going to Seattle, and we're going to play the Kingdome, and we're going to play against Lou Piniella and the Mariners.
That's the reason it's a shame that Alex Rodriguez is not playing. He was really looking forward to this. Edgar fouls it at the plate, 2-1. Mariners have won 7 of their last 9 games, and they're still trying to get back to 500 here at home this year. They're 14-15. Inside, ball 3, 3-1. Buhner next.
Well, the Mariners have the guys that they want to hit coming to the plate here in the inning. Junior with bases loaded, now Edgar.
There goes Junior. The pitch is foul back and out of play. Junior's off and running with the pitch. Welcome to the inaugural game. American League versus National League. This is the first year of a 2-year experiment. I think it will be very popular. I think the format will be changed, however. I think because of all the 2-game series, things are going to be changed. There goes Junior again, and the pitch foul back. So send him 3-1. Going to send him 3-2. With 1 out.
Been a while since Edgar has hit a home run. May 26th at the Metrodome when he hit a pair of home runs. Remember that night?
Yes, indeed.
Mariners won that game 13-8.
It was a night they hit, what, 7 home runs that game? 6 home runs that game?
No, they were hitting them faster we could rack them.
3-2 on Edgar Martinez, and Junior probably 6 home runs. Well, 1 shy of their club record. And Junior goes, nope. He fake going and did not go for the fake of Jerry DiPoto. Had he would have been dead. And Junior doesn't go this time, and it's a strike right on the inside corner. And Edgar knew it and walks away. And Jay Buhner will be the 10th man to come to the plate here in the 4th.
See how that ball catches the inside corner? And Edgar thought he had a base on balls, but it did catch the corner.
Again, the inning kept alive by the huge error by Benny Castilla, the third baseman. On the ball hit by Dan Wilson, that should have been a double play ball, and the Mariners should have gone home empty. And so far, they have taken advantage of it to manufacture 5 runs here in the 4th inning. 2-0. Junior 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts this year, and he's got great speed. And why he doesn't run more, he says he doesn't know how to slide. He's not a great slider, and you watch him and you can tell that. He's usually right on top of the base before he gets down in the dirt. And every time he goes down and slides, your heart's kind of in your throat. Think he's going to break his leg. He's right on top of the base.
His timing is not that good, but you're absolutely right.
And he's the first to admit it. 2-0, and what a hitter's pitch this is for Buhner. Not the one he wanted, though, and he'll take it for a strike. 2-1.
Well, when you're ahead the count, look at this. Low outside corner, coming back, catching the last, well, the outer 3-4 inches of the plate. Quality pitch that time by Dipoto.
Two and two.
You know, with one man out, I can see where Lowe would be thinking, go ahead and send Griffey, trying to stay out of the double play that maybe a slowly hit ground ball or a ground ball hit that allow Cruz to score. But with 2 men out and a power hitter up the plate, I think that Lowe says, wait a minute now. I don't want to run out of the inning. I want Jay to be given a chance to swing the bat, because if he hits one, it'll be a 3-run homer.
Way outside, and now no question. Junior goes with 2 outs and a full count. Paulie Sorrento is perfect tonight. 2 for 2. Would be next. Inside, ball 4. So Sorrento will get a chance to keep her rocking and rolling here in the 4th. He's the 11th man to come up.
First baseman, Paul Sorrento.
Sorrento had a couple of Grand Slam home runs last year, and he has 6 in his career. Second time the Mariners have the bases loaded here in the 4th inning. Sorrento, man, he got a ball.
Oh, he had a pitch right there and just missed it.
Poto trying to keep it a tie, and Sorrento trying to get the Mariners a lead here. And that ground ball hit to Galarraga, and the Cat will take it to the bag, and that will be that. But that is a big 4-run, make it 5-run 4th inning. The Mariners spot the Rockies 6, and they get them right back. We're at 6-6 through 4.
Flying to the Bay Area for business? If these 10 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to the Bay Area, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
So what brings you to Eagle Hardware's appliance department?
We're going to look at countertops and appliances, wall ovens, and...
Why Eagle Hardware?
Because the displays are great. Everything's set up.
You can pick the kitchen that you kind of like or
It's a
something
tremendous
else.
selection.
We always come looking for something else and go home with something different.
Nothing we can do about it. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Fabulous faucets for your kitchen from Price Pfister. Elegant design and quality construction. Price Pfister kitchen faucets at Eagle.
I'm going to show you a series of images, and you tell me what you see.
I see Ken Griffey Jr. hitting my fastball into the right field seats.
And this?
Griffey ripping my curve for a double.
And what about this?
Griffey.
You just can't keep me out of your head, can you?
The 97 Mariners. You gotta love these guys.
On the field and in life, the athletes of Special Olympics don't just win, they belong.
Tom Glasgow with your U.S. West Fox Sports update. More interleague action. Dodgers and A's in Oakland. Mark McGwire looking on, watching Hideo Nomo making the pitch to Matt Stairs, who airs it out in the Oakland Coliseum. The home run, a big blast for the A's in this rematch of the '88 World Series. Dodgers leading, though, 2-1. Bottom of the sixth, back to the Kingdome.
And welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. This is Dave Niehaus with Ron Fairley. Well, we've got kind of a wild one, but kind of as expected also. Rockies took a 6-0 lead, and now the Mariners have caught them at 6-6. And here's the big cat, Andres Galarraga, taking the delivery low and outside, ball one. Galarraga with a ground ball into the hole and an infield hit, so he is 2 for 2. 1-0. Galarraga will soon turn 36. He'll be 36 on the 18th of June, less than a week. Ground ball, fair, and he's 3 for 3 in this one, and that's going to go for extra bases as Cruz will play it off the wall. So Andres Galarraga, perfect, 3 for 3.
See how he winds up and gets all that powerful swing into things. This time ripping it right on by Davis there at third base.
You can see where he generates the power too from his legs. Look at those huge thighs. He's like a tree trunk out there.
Yeah, he is strong everywhere.
Another man that's strong, Dante Bichette. That's going to drift back, and I think it'll be back into the stands. It will be.
The thing about Bichette, he has a very short stroke. Not a very long, looping type of a stroke. Relatively short stride.
A couple of years ago, Bichette had 40 home runs, and he had 31 again last year. Russ Davis drops the ball, kicks the ball, and that should be an error on Davis. Went over the backhand.
See it one more time, smothers it. And then off of his foot.
They have not made a scoring decision as yet. I will say this, if he makes the play, it would have been a heck of a tough play.
They gave a base hit.
Okay. So Dante Bichette, an infield hit, and the Rockies, here they come. Runners at first and second, and here's that man, Vinny Castilla, who is 2 for 2, and both hits doubles.
Boy, you look at the Rockies, and just about everybody hit so much better at home than they did on the road last year.
Castilla line drive, one hopper that undresses Joey Cora, goes into shallow center field, and that will allow Andres Galarraga to score. That ball was stung. So Vinny Castilla is 3 for 3. And also has 3 RBIs.
Look at it again. The Rockies are hitting the ball pretty much at the Mariners, but the Mariners have a rough time catching it. That time, that ball kind of eating Joey Cora up down there near the bat.
Norm Charlton is up and throwing in the Mariner pen, and that is going to be it for Mike Maddox. So Norm Charlton, who has been trying to get it together after a nightmarish game the other night, will come in, and he will take over. Charlton has got the radar gun in his favor, but he is having problems throwing strikes. So he will come in. It's a 1-run lead for the Rockies now, but 2 on and nobody out. So let's see what Charlton can do, and we'll do that right after this word.
There's only one day a year dedicated to your dad, which seems odd considering all the things he's done for you, like helping you with countless science projects, driving you to all those 6 a.m. practices, and sneaking you dessert even when you didn't finish your peas. So maybe thanking him for all the things he's done for you means calling him more than once this week. Here, a call from you can make your Father's Day any day. Life's better here. U.S. West.
On the Seabourn Legend, one passenger's insane enough to take command.
A position charges throughout the ship.
And 2 passengers...
Where is he?
He's everywhere.
...crazy enough to try and stop him. Tomorrow, get ready to rock the boat. From the director of Speed and Twister. Speed 2, Cruise Control.
How do you like your vacation so far?
Rated PG-13. Rush Hour hits the water tomorrow.
From 7 to 6 as we go here at the top of the 5th inning, and they have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Norm Charlton coming in to take over for Mike Maddox. Charlton, on the year, is now making his 30th appearance of the season. He has 10 saves and has worked in 29 2/3 innings so far this year. You can see the hits, strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed. And he will be facing here in the inning Jeff Reed, the catcher.
His former catcher, while with the Cincinnati Reds, Jeff Reed. And the Mariners are going to have a little conclave. They're going to have a little meeting out there about what they are going to do with this bunt. You figure that Jeff Reed is going to lay down the bunt with a run in and Bichette at second and Vinny Castilla over at first base, if they're going to put the wheel on or what. And the runner at second base, Dante Bichette, has gone over to talk to Gene Gwynn, the third base coach. And now he's back out at second. So the wheels are spinning here in the 5th. Reed takes outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlton, Tuesday night in Toronto, just struggled and struggled. Only went 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 7 runs rather, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. And a ground ball to first, and Sorrento goes down to second for 1, and that's all he'll get, as Gates will not be able to get the throw back to first. So they take the bunt off. Dante Bichette moves over to third base. Now double play gets you out of the inning.
Well, we said that Bader likes to play aggressively. Showed the bunt and then came right back and let Reed swing away. And Sorrento getting the force out down there at second base, but unable to turn the double play.
Walt Weiss will turn around and bat from the right-hand side, which is very much his weak side this year, average-wise. He's hitting only 180 right-handed, 283, 103 points more left-handed. 1 ball and no strikes, but you've got to throw him strikes. It's 7-6 Colorado here in the 5th. Good fastball at the knees. The man from Texas is a real man. Let me put it that way. I mean, he's never ducked anything. And he's going to get it back together before it's all over. The runner from first scoring throw through to second base goes into center field. So in the score, Bichette sliding into third is Reed, and the throw to third base not quite in time, and they almost nailed Reed.
See the kind of jump, and then Dan Wilson's throw a little bit to the first base side, and Cora could not make the play. An accurate throw, I think they get him, and then Junior had a shot at him at third base, and I'm not too sure about this call. See where Bichette scored easily from third on the play.
So the Mariner infield will come up. It's now an 8-6 ball game.
Mariners defense a little shaky tonight,
as is the Rockies. Three and two. Bichette's ball to Russ Davis could very easily have been scored an error, but it was not. Bichette was given an infield hit. So Charlton walks Weiss. And Quentin McCracken, the switch-hitting center fielder, is going to step up to the plate. He had the ground rule double in the second when he drove in one. Had a fly ball to left. Well, this is going to be a ball game where you're going to have to go with the ebb and flow all night long, because there's going to be a lot of ebbing, there's going to be a lot of flowing before this baby is over. McCracken taking a strike on the outside corner. We're only in the top of the 5th, and we're 8 minutes away from already playing 2 hours tonight. One and one. Giants beat Texas 4-3 in the first interleague game ever played. It started earlier than ours. San Diego leading Anaheim 3-2 in the 6th inning, and the Dodgers leading Oakland 2-1. So far it's been National League. Base hit right field off the bat of McCracken, so Reed will score, and just like that, the 6-6 tie is a 9-6 Colorado lead. And Eric Young will be the hitter.
The thing that's been impressive about this Rockies team tonight is at the bottom part of the order, those guys have been able to get on base, move runners around.
And the middle part of the order is scoring most of the runs. Galarraga, Bichette, and Castillo have scored 5 runs. 1-0 on Eric Young. And Lou's not going to wait long to go to the pen one more time, because he's got to The right-hander, Bob Wells, up, and he's starting to throw. He's not going to let Charlton struggle too much longer. There's a great deal of respect between Norm Charlton and Lou Piniella. And that hits there again. So Charlton just is really struggling as much as he's ever struggled in his career right now. And Lou Piniella impassively sitting over there. The sacks are loaded, and Ellis Burks will step up to the plate.
Look at it one more time where you can see the target by Dan Wilson is a fastball in. And Charlton missed way in off the plate.
Burks bounced into a double play his last trip to the plate. 0-1. In the dirt. One and two. So Charlton has the count now his way. Let's see if he can put away Ellis Burks. A tough out. Rockies 6 in the second, 3 here in the fifth, and the bases loaded. The Mariners 1 in the second, 5 in the fourth. Still a ball, 2 strikes the count.
Well, obviously he needs that double play ball to get out of the inning.
He's got a 400 hitter lurking on deck, and a left-handed hitter at that, Larry Walker. Burks a bolt foul. Got the head of the bat out just a little bit too quickly. He hit it hard. In the dirt, the fork ball. 2-2. Dan Wilson, well, you got to be alive. Call that fork ball with the bases loaded. You know, if he misses, he might miss by hitting the plate or bouncing anywhere. And Wilson, a great stop one more time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball lined into left field for a base hit, and it was right down the middle, and it's going to score 1. So Charlton getting lit up again for the second game in a row. The bases remain loaded in a 4 spot for the Rockies with only 1 down.
Well, we talked about when the other team scores, be able to come back, and the Mariners have done that tonight. But then again, so have the Colorado Rockies, because the Mariners tied the game in the bottom of the 4th. And now the Rockies with 4 runs here in the 5th inning.
And here is Walker hitting .409. Left-hander against the left-hander. Up and in. Larry Walker is 4 for 7, 571, a hitter against Charlton, and he's up and in again to Walker. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Low and in, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Mr. Bob Wells going to be front and center pretty soon if this is ball 4, one would think. Three and one. Walker taking all the way. The Rockies sent 11 men to the plate in the second. This is the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 5th. And only 1 man down. Walker, broken bat, little pop-up hit right to Russ Davis. Jammed in. 2 outs. And here comes the captain.
You can see the big swing with Ray Walker. Walker likes the ball out over the plate. And if you want to get him out, you have to be able to keep that ball in on his hand.
So in 2 innings, the 2nd and the 5th, the Colorado Rockies have sent at least 21 men to the plate. Inside. Some crooked numbers up there, indeed. Made him chase a pitch way out of the strike zone.
After coming in with a couple of fastballs right in on the belt, one of them a strike, and now going away with something soft. You can see Galarraga really reaching for it, still looking for the ball inside.
And a high fly ball hit into right field, and Jay Buhner will go over there and make the catch. But a 4 spot here for the Colorado Rockies, in the 3 spot for the Colorado Rockies in the 5th, at 4 spot, and make it 10-6 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
There's only one day a year dedicated to your dad, which seems odd considering all the things he's done for you, like helping you with countless science projects, driving you to all those 6 a.m. practices, and sneaking you dessert even when you didn't finish your peas. So maybe thanking him for all the things he's done for you means calling him more than once this week. Here, a call from you can make your Father's Day any day. Life's better here. U.S. West.
On the Seaborn Legend, 1 passenger's insane enough to take command.
Position charges throughout the ship.
And 2 passengers...
Where is he?
He's everywhere.
...crazy enough to try and stop him. Tomorrow, get ready to rock the boat. From the director of Speed and Twister. Speed 2, Cruise Control.
How do you like your vacation so far?
Rated PG-13. Rush Hour hits the water tomorrow.
I'm Cal Ripken, and this is my nightmare. I'm driving to the ballpark to make my 10,000th consecutive start when all of a sudden...
The team is ready to take the field. Starting at third, number 65, Dan Bigelow. No!
This is when I figure out this couldn't be happening, because I use Fram filters, and you know how dependable they are. So I pinch myself and...
Oh, what a play by Mr. Dependable!
Fram filters, as dependable as the people who use them.
Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft, to remind you it's time for a good old macro brew. By Al's Auto Supply, doing whatever it takes. And by the Boeing Company. Well, we go to the bottom half of inning number 5. Hello again, everybody. Rick Riz, along with Ron Fairley, won a ball game. The Rockies now lead by a score of 10-6. And Red, we're going to be here for a while.
I tell you what, I think you're right.
Dan Wilson leading off the bottom half of inning number 5, trying to get something started. Mariners did a great job to come back after they were down 6-0.
Well, there have been 16 runs scored so far in the game, and we still have a lot of outs to go.
Plenty of baseball, bottom of the 5th. Down and away from Jerry DePoto to Dan Wilson. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockies come back with 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning. They take a 10-6 lead. Ground ball to third. Vinny Castilla has it. And the throw is in time to get Dan at first base. 1 away.
brings up third baseman Russ Davis. Well, friends, Barry Bonds leads the Giants into the Kingdome for an exciting two-game interleague matchup beginning on Monday, June the 30th at 7:05. The series concludes on Tuesday, July the 1st at 3:35 in the afternoon. Following the game, there's going to be an indoor fireworks spectacular, so don't miss on your chance to be a part of the interleague excitement as the Mariners meet the Giants. For tickets, call 622-HITS or stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. Russ Davis, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Russ 1 for 2 with a double and 2 runs batted in. Knocked in a run with an infield out in the second. All 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, there was a different atmosphere before the ball game, sort of a playoff atmosphere, much more media for this first interleague game. A lot of excitement.
We had a lot of people come in from all around this area, and a lot of people from Colorado.
Swing and a miss at a good fastball from Dipoto. 1-2. Jerry Dipoto on in relief of Darren Holmes in the 4th inning.
Davis just a little bit late on that pitch. That time Dipoto had that ball by him just a bit.
Slider misses away. Ball 2, 2-2. There was a sense of history before the ball game tonight. Many changes in baseball down through the years. Low and away. Ball 3. 3-2. There's the new logo. The interleague inaugural games. The Mariners against the National League clubs. The Rockies, the Giants, the Padres, and the Dodgers. We have 4 interleague games tonight in baseball. Soft liner into left field for a base hit. Russ Davis with a 1-out single here in the 5th inning. And the Mariners now trying to chip away at that 4-run deficit. They were down 6-0. Got a run in the second and batted around for 5 in the 4th. They capitalized on the throwing error by third baseman Vinny Castillo. Read one thing about this ball club. Never any quit in this team.
No, there certainly isn't. Because time and time again, somehow or another, they manage to keep bringing that tying run to the plate.
Here's shortstop Brent Gates. He had a huge hit in that 4th inning. Takes ball 1. I thought for a second, Red, that ball was gone to right center field, but it turned out to be a 2-run double off the top of the tall wall in right center. Well, the Mariners scored 5 runs.
I think we've seen something a little different out there in right field. We've seen a right fielder trying to decoy the base runners. And I think it worked one time, I think, with Dan Wilson.
Ball 2 on Gates, 2-0. For a second, I mean, Larry Walker fooled me. I thought for a second he lost the ball, but just gave the runner a fake and then took off after the ball. Dan Wilson went to third, and that was it. Right on the outside corner, 2-1.
Well, Dan eventually scored anyway, but at the time it worked anyway.
Brent Gates 1 for 2 with that 2-run double. Slider for a strike, 2-2. Good news before the ball game tonight. Alex Rodriguez did not, I repeat, did not have to go on the DL. He'll be out though between 5 to 7 days. That's the bad news. But he won't have to be on the be placed on the disabled list. All the way, and the count is still 2-2. A-Rod is out for the next 5 to 7 days with a bruised chest wall after his collision with Roger Clemens yesterday, scoring a run in the 1st inning, and the Mariners 5-1 win. Mariners a great job in that last road trip, Red, winning 4-6. I'll tell you what, you come out with a split of a 2-game series against Pat Hinkin and Roger Clemens, you did a pretty good job. Fly ball into left center. On the run is Ellis Burks. He's there and makes the catch. 2 outs.
I would ordinarily I will agree with you. But when you had Henkin beat,
well, you had the lead.
Yeah, you had the lead, and then all of a sudden have it taken away from you. You can look back and you say, yeah, ordinarily you're right, but under those circumstances.
But I mean, going into the series.
Going in the series?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Man, I'd have gone into Toronto and say,
split like that,
I'll split, and I won't even play one game. I'll just fly on back to Seattle. You're absolutely right.
Here's Joey. Joey's over 2, but he walked and scored one of the 5 runs in the 4th inning. Yeah, the Mariners had that 3-0 lead against Pan Henkin, but it disappeared in a hurry in the 7th and the 8th innings. Tries to bunt, takes the pitch. Ball 1. Here we're in the bottom of the 5th. Rockies lead by a score of 10-6. Core in the 3rd hit the ball hard, but lined out to center fielder Quentin McCracken. And a nice catch in right center. Chopped out towards second. Over is Weiss. He flips the ball to Young, the second baseman, for the force there on Russ Davis, and that will retire the side. After 5 innings of play, the Rockies lead 10-6.
What do you get when you fly Southwest Airlines? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. Now you really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
With us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. Now you really should fly. And you'll have fun, fun, fun flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair today. Fun.
When you're looking for championship form, playoff excitement, all-star performances, tournament action, or events too unique to be a part of a series, look to Fox Sports Northwest. The Rainier Breeders' Cup Handicap busts out of the gate from Emerald Downs as part of an all-live sports spectacular Sunday, June 15th. It all starts with live Mariners Interleague coverage beginning at 1.
Hey, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. What?
I need a lefty. I need a lefty. Hit the showers, kid. Take it home, big fella.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He had to do it. The guy had nothing left.
Catch Alex Rodriguez and the Mariners on Fox Sports Northwest. Home team's Fox attitude. You're watching Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
Well, top of the 6th inning, the Rockies lead by a score of 10-6. They'll lead things off with designated hitter Dante Bichette. Bichette is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. Fouled away, 0-1. Norm Charlton had to work out of a huge jam in the 5th inning. Bases loaded and 1 out. Larry Walker hit that soft liner out to Davis at 3rd, and then Andres Galarraga flew out to Buhner in right field. Strike 2 call to the inside corner. 0-2.
Charlton still showing a good fastball. That last pitch, 91 miles an hour. They've had him earlier in the game. That last inning, a couple pitches at 94.
Inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So where Norm said, I still have the desire. I still want to be the guy to go to. But right now I've got to work things out. Get back on track one more time. I'm still throwing hard. Soft liner over Gates. It's short into left center field for a base hit. A leadoff single by Bichette. His 3rd base hit. 1 on brings up 3rd baseman Vinny Castillo. Well, the Discover card looks back at our national pastime. And how about this? In 1938, 18-year-old Freddie Hutchinson led the Pacific Coast League in wins with 25, winning percentage at .781, and had the best ERA in the Coast League at 2.48. He was the MVP in his very first season. One of the great names to come out of the Pacific Northwest.
Tough competitor. Did not like to lose.
Vinny Castillo likes to swing at that first pitch, and he does so. Pops it up into center. Junior will put it away, and he does. 1 out. 1 on, 1 away. Castillo likes that first pitch, doesn't he, Red?
Oh, boy, he's a notorious fastball first ball hitter. He'll jump on it, and I tell you what, he can hit that fastball.
He had 40 home runs last year, and 21 of his 40 home runs came on a first pitch.
And why are you throwing the fastball at first?
Yeah. Here's Jeff Reed. 0 for 2, but has scored twice. Check swing, making a foul tip into Dan Wilson's glove. 0-1. 1 on, 1 away. We have plenty of baseball left to go in this one. First interleague game of the year. Fouled. Taken off Wilson or off the leg of the home plate umpire Dale Scott, and the count is 0-2 on Reed. A lot has been talked about, much has been written about interleague games, interleague play, for and against. I'll tell you one thing, it has accomplished what it was created to do, and that's create a lot of excitement.
I like the idea. There goes the runner.
Fouled back by Reed, and the count is still 0-2. Bichette took off with a pitch. He'll make his way back to first base.
Well, as we pointed out, Don Baylor likes to be very aggressive on the bases. And we have seen him do that here this evening. He'll put guys in motion. Stole a lot of bases when he was a player.
Outstanding hitter. Was hit by a pitch more than just a few times. Usually led the league in being hit by a pitch. Ground ball out to Serrano at first base. He'll toss to Norm at the bag for the sure out on Jeff Reed. 2 outs on the play. Bichette goes to second base. Norm grabs this barehanded.
You can see this ground ball here. I think Serrano had a chance if he wanted to get the force out down at second base, but obviously he wasn't even thinking about it. See Norm coming over and making the barehanded grab of the lob by Serrano. I think Serrano had a play down at second base.
Bichette at second, 1 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Rockies lead 10-6. The hitter will be shortstop Walt Weiss. Weiss is 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's grounded out to Core at second. He walked and scored in the 5th inning. Inside, ball 1. This would be a great confidence boost for Norm Charlton right here to work out of a jam. Hang in there, give his ball club a chance to come back one more time. Way outside this time for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Norm trying to battle his way back. He had 10 saves at the start of the year. Ground ball foul on the third base side. 2-1. It just takes that one good outing to get under your belt and get going, get that confidence back one more time.
I think that's the big thing. I've watched Norm throw. He still has a good fastball, still has a good split finger, but I think the big thing is he has lost a lot of confidence. And when he misses, obviously, he doesn't miss by very much.
Just a little bit inside right there, and Weiss, and now he's way behind the Rocky shortstop at 3 balls and a strike. Inside again for ball 4. So Weiss with a walk. Rockies have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Brings up center fielder Quentin McCracken. Norm Charlton looking for that final out here in the 6th inning. 2 on, 2 away. Red, there isn't an easy out 1 through 9 on this Rockies ball club.
No, it's a very solid lineup. They have speed within the lineup, and they have a lot of power.
1-1.
Yeah, and McCracken and Young, I'm impressed with that. But this McCracken player right here has a couple hits tonight. He's got a nice stroke.
Swing and a miss over the top of a splitter, and Charlton is out in front of the count on McCracken at 0-2.
Talking about Norm Charlton's split finger fastball. Here it is. See how that ball goes down. He keeps it down there low. Tough pitch to hit.
Inside, ball 1. 1-2. 1-1 of that pitch. Kind of swipes at the ball, thrown back to him by Dan Wilson.
I think he's mad at himself for getting the ball in off the plate, not at the umpire. Mad at himself because had he had that ball on the corner of the plate, I don't think McCracken would have swung at it.
Ground ball to third. Russ has it. He'll go to second to Joey for the force on Weiss, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and the Rockies leave it there. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Rockies 10 and the Mariners 6.
What four-letter word was everyone screaming in this tiny Los Angeles club on June 4th? Bush. The Miller Genuine Draft blind date. Small clubs, large fans, big mystery. Explore the unknown. Next blind date, July 18th, San Francisco. To win, listen to your radio.
You got me rolling on down the line.
At Sears, when we say you'll have new tires by 4, we mean 4.
I'll take you any place you want me to. You got me rolling.
Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
Now that you found your one and only.
Roll into Sears today, where right now all Bridgestone road handlers are on sale.
Rolling down the road.
Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
The Pepsi Stuff catalog is back, and you won't believe what's inside.
I've told you 1,000 times, no playing with professional athletes in the house.
Mom, this year's Pepsi Stuff is the coolest collection ever. You can even win a chance to hang with your favorite sports star.
You role models should really know better.
Drink a lot of Pepsi, get a lot of stuff.
Hey, let's go to my house.
I'll drive.
Lots of ice-cold stuff is on sale this summer at AM/PM. Don't forget your shoes. Right now, get a filled 44-ounce commuter cup for 99 cents at AM/PM.
Tom Glasgow with your U.S. West Fox Sports update. Dodgers and A's in Oakland interleague action. And it's former Mariner Patrick Lennon with a liner down the first baseline. Eric Karros can't handle it. Jose Canseco watching his teammate Mark McGwire score safe at home. A's lead the Dodgers 5-4. Bottom of the 7th. Back to Rick.
And tonight here in the Kingdome, interleague play well underway. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Rockies lead this one by a score of 10-6. Jose Cruz Jr. trying to get something going against Jerry DiPoto. Pitches outside for ball 1. Giants winning Texas 4-3. As you just saw, the A's leading the Dodgers at the Oakland Coliseum. Fouled out of play, and the count is even on Cruz at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitcher coach Nardi Contreras visiting with Norm Charlton. Got out of a jam in the top half of the 6th inning.
Norm might be a little bit upset, maybe with the strike zone of the home plate umpire.
Ball 2, 2-1. Jose is 0 for 2. Walked his last time up in the 4th inning. Fastball misses away. Ball 3, 3-1. I think Norm thought he had a few pitches in there for a strike, but didn't get him from Dale Scott in the 6th inning. Charlton, the third pitcher used by manager Lou Piniella tonight against the Rockies. Swing and a miss. Full count. 3-2. Jose had 6 home runs down at AAA Tacoma. He has 3 now in the big leagues. He had 2 in 1 game against the Tigers in Detroit. Popped up. Third base side. Castillo takes over, and the Rockies third baseman, he makes the catch. Vinny Castillo 1 away. Brings up Ken Griffey Jr. and Jr. in his last at bat had a huge hit in the 4th inning, Red, that tied the game at 6.
Yeah, this tailing fastball might have been outside, but Jr. took it right back up the middle to drive in a pair, and that tied the game at 6.
Jr. now with 69 runs batted in for the year. Andres Galarraga has a run batted in tonight. He also has 69 for the season. So you have the 2 RBI leaders in all of baseball in tonight's ball game, each with 69 runs batted in. Junior 1 for 2. First time up, lined out to the center fielder Quentin McCracken. Ball 1. So you have the 2 best home run hitting ball clubs in baseball. You have 16 runs tonight as Junior fouls one away, and the count is even at 1-1. But after 16 runs, you still don't have a home run in this ball game. Just a matter of time. Junior has 26. Low ball 2, 2-1. Rockies with 94 home runs, the Mariners with 92.
I don't know about you, but I stopped keeping track of the number of pitches thrown in this contest.
Ground ball to Galarraga at first base. He'll take it to the bag for the unassisted put out on Griffey. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the 6th inning. Now, I only keep track of the pitchers for the starters. And Lowe was gone in the 2nd. Derek Lowe, his first rough start in the big leagues, and Darren Holmes was gone in the 4th inning. Derek Lowe, when 1 2/3, was chased early, Red.
Yeah, he was not sharp this evening. Derek Lowe, much better pitcher than those numbers right there indicated.
Edgar Martinez looks at one way outside that gets on by the catcher Jeff Reed. Ball 1. Darren Holmes, the starter tonight for the Rockies, didn't fare that much better. 3 1/3 innings, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. But he was the victim of a very costly error by third baseman Vinny Castillo that led to a 5-run bottom of the 4th. 2-0. All 3-0. Edgar trying to get something started after 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And he walks on 4 straight pitches. So Jerry DiPoto walking Edgar Martinez. That's the 2nd walk given up by DiPoto. 1 on with 2 away for Jay Buhner.
Rockies right here giving the Mariners the opportunity anyway to get back into the game. Walking Martinez. And your team is up by 4 runs. Allowing Buhner to come to the plate. Should he catch up to 1, then you've cut the lead in half.
Swing and a foul back. He tried to make it a 10-8 game with that swing right there. Buhner going for the downs, looking for his 17th home run of the year.
And Buhner took a vicious cut at that one.
0-1 on Jay. He has flied out twice. He's 0 for 2. Walked in the 4th. Had 2 at bats in the 4th inning. Line drive, base hit over Young at 2nd. Edgar heading for 3rd. Walker's throw will go to 2nd base, and with 2 outs, the Mariners have runners at the corners. Jay Buhner with a base hit the other way.
First baseman Paul Sorrento.
2 on after 2 outs.
And you can see the stroke this time by Jay as he rifles one into right center field. And Edgar, being very aggressive on the bases, goes around to 3rd base. So this all starting with 2 men out.
Edgar at 3rd. Buhner's on at first base. Pitching coach Frank Funk out to the mound. I have a talk with Jerry DiPoto. Activity down in the Rockies bullpen. A right-hander's warming up. DiPoto hasn't given up a run.
You have right-hander Mike DeJean starting to loosen up down there in the bullpen. I think what Frank wanted to do is go out there and remind DiPoto that, wait a minute now, I mean, we have this 4-run lead now. Don't lose your concentration, because you have, once again, you have power coming to the plate.
Paul Sorrento has 8 home runs on the year. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. 10-6 Colorado. Blowing outside, gets on by Reed, the catcher. Here comes Edgar on to score, and it's now a 10-7 ball game. That should be a pass ball charge to the catcher, Jeff Reed. The pitch was blown outside. I don't think it was in the dirt. It should have been at least stopped by Reed, but the Mariners pick up a mighty big run after 2 outs. Down to second goes Jay Buhner.
You can see the target, and then Reed trying to catch that ball instead of turning the glove over. That ball hitting off the heel of the glove and allows Edgar to score.
That is a pass ball charged to Jeff Reed. Down at second is Buhner. Outside for ball 2, 2-0. It's been scored a wild pitch, but that's a pass ball. 2-0 on Sorrento. Wally with 2 hits. Check swing, fouled away on the third base side. 2-1. How in the world did they score that? A wild pitch.
I don't know how they score a lot of stuff.
Man. We've seen some bad scoring this year. One run in after 2 outs. Mariners trailed by 3. Big run out there at second base in Buhner. Ground ball to the shortstop, Weiss, and it's underneath his glove. It skips on by the center fielder. Buhner will score. It's a 10-8 ball game. Holy smoke, what a break for the Mariners. Weiss was ready to make the play. Reached down, the glove came up too quickly. He gets on by Weiss. Sorrento winds up at second base as the ball bounces away from the center fielder McCracken. So 2 runs are in after 2 outs.
And you can see how quickly this ball gets right back up the middle. I'm not too sure, because in the National League ballparks, there aren't very many AstroTurf stadiums in the National League. Looked like Weiss reached down to catch that ball, and it just had too much speed on it, and it got right on by it.
Runner at second, that is Sorrento. 2 runs are in. Here's catcher Dan Wilson. Weiss should have made that stop too. Line drive, foul down the right field side. 0-1 on Wilson.
You know how we were just saying that last inning that somehow or another the Mariners always seem to have that tying run come to the plate. Well, here it is.
It is. And Dan Wilson, it's a 10-8 ball game. Dan has 5 home runs. Sorrento at second base. Ground ball to Weiss at short. The throw to first is going to be in time to get Wilson, and that will retire the side, but the Mariners get 2 mighty big runs after 2 outs. And after 6 innings of play, it's the Rockies 10 and the Mariners 8.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what to do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or 2. I'm crazy about a Ford truck.
When you're heading to those hard-to-reach places here in the Northwest, you need Ford F-150 with the most powerful standard V6, more head and legroom than Dodge or Chevy, and the only super cab with a standard 3rd door. Plus, with over $1,500 in package savings, you'll go crazy about Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, Ford F-150. See your Northwest Ford dealers today, home of 5 of the 10 best sellers in America. Again.
We keep it moving. We keep it moving.
At BP, our high-octane super delivers everything you demand in a premium gasoline. And like all our gasolines, Super comes with an unconditional fuel system guarantee, so you can concentrate on more important things.
We keep you moving. We keep you moving. We keep you moving. We keep you moving.
I'm writing a song for my dad on Father's Day.
He always piggybacks me like a horse.
My dad's strong and he's smart, too.
Maybe my dad will give me a puppy. My dad's good at fixing things.
During Future Shop's huge Father's Day sale, you'll find incredible specials. With selected Windows computers, choose from a free color inkjet printer, a free color scanner, or a free 16-megabyte upgrade.
He loves me all the way down to his heart.
Darren to Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by U.S. West, who reminds you that neighbors across the state are still as close as your phone. Nice crowd here at the Kingdome tonight of nearly 40,000 fans. Interleague play is underway. A little bit of baseball history tonight. The first interleague games underway here in mid-June. We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Mariners are right back in it, 10-8. Colorado. We have a new pitcher, Bob Wells, on the mound, and he throws a strike to Eric Young, leading off the 7th inning, 0-1.
See the numbers for Wells, as Young is having a very good night. Been on base a couple of times, been hit by a batter, and he's also picked up an RBI and has scored.
Chopper out to Joey at second base. Tough throw, and it's going to be in time to get Eric Young. Nice play by Joey Corey. Had to wait for that second hop.
Well, take a look at it one more time. As Young beats this ball on the ground, you can see how far it bounces, and then all of a sudden hits that carpet out there and really takes off, but Joey able to make the play. Look at it one more time. That ball hits the carpet. Watch the second hop. Bang, look how that ball takes off, and Joey had to leave his feet to make the play.
Nice play by Joey Corey. Here's Ellis Burks, and he takes a strike, 0-1. Bob Wells on in relief here in the 7th inning for Norm Charlton. Ellis is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 5th inning. The Rockies have batted around twice in this game. Out of play. 0-2 on Burks. They scored 6 times in the 2nd, 4 times in the 5th. All night long, the Mariners keep battling back. They're right back in the ball game. Down by only a couple, 10-8. Fastball, strike 3 called. Got him looking with a good pitch on the inside corner at the knees. 2 outs. Bob Wells with his first strikeout.
See the target setting up inside, and Wells right there on target.
2 up and 2 down for Bob Wells. Here's Larry Walker. Ball 1. Chance to talk to Larry before the ball game. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Had an RBI single back in the 2nd. He's from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Low and inside, ball 2-2-0, and said before the ball game that his family would make the drive down about 2.5 hours to watch the Mariners play when he was a kid back in the early 80s. Sit up there in the bleachers waiting for a home run like the kids do now. Swing and a foul back by Walker. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Same hometown. Larry Walker is Cam Neely, a great Boston Bruin, retired last year. A little outside with a fastball. Ball 3, 3-1.
You see by where Walker stands, batter's box, he likes the ball out of the plate, standing so far away from home plate.
Fouls it off, and the count is full, 3-2.
And that one was right in his wheelhouse.
Watched him in batting practice. Ready, put a bunch of shots into the 2nd level in right field. They had some steam when they landed up there. That's out of play on the left field side. Still 3-2 on Walker. Number 1 in the National League in hitting, number 2 in home runs, and number 4 in runs batted in. It's been a while since we had a Triple Crown winner in baseball. 1967, Carl Yastrzemski with the Boston Red Sox. Line drive into left field for a base hit. Murray Walker takes the pitch the other way and singles to left with 2 outs.
Well, it is certainly not an easy thing to do to win the Triple Crown. As you pointed out, it looks like, see that last pitch, that right there where Walker likes it, out over the plate, so he can extend those big, strong arms. Get that ball hard. Said 1967. Yastrzemski that year winning the Triple Crown. It's been a long time since the National League has had one.
Lowe outside and Andres Galarraga.
I think you got to go back to about 1937 when Joe Medwick of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Galarraga 3 for 4. Yeah, that's a way back there for the last National League Triple Crown winner. Runner goes. Line shot left field. Cruz can't get to it. It hits off the top of the wall. Then hits off the blue tarp behind it. It should be a ground rule double. Here comes Walker on to score. In at second base, Galarraga with a double. Cruz went diving for that ball. It landed on the turf behind him, hit off the top of the wall, then hit off the back tarp. And it looks like they are going to send Walker back to third base. It'll be a ground rule double. The ball left the ballpark on a hop after it hit the top of the fence.
Davey Phillips, the crew chief, trying to explain the ground rules here at the Kingdome to Baylor. And now Rocky Rowe saying that ball hit the top of the fence and then went up and hit the railing and then came right back into the playing field.
Don Baylor is saying no, the ball stayed in the ballpark. There's Cruz's attempt with a dive, but then it hit off the top of the wall, then that blue tarp.
See the attempt that time by Cruz. And you can see where that ball went up and hit the railing and then came right back into the playing field. So that may be a break for the Mariners.
Yeah, big break right there. If the ball stays in play, Walker scores easily. Still 10-8 ball game. 2 on 2 outs for Dante Bichette. Pops him up first base side. A play for Paul Sereno, and he makes the easy catch, and that will retire the side. Bob Wells works out of a big jam. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 10-8, the Rockies lead the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you all season long by today's manufactured home.
Nice day.
Yeah, but it makes me realize the best thing about our new home.
Like seeing the rain but not hearing it?
Quiet is good, but that's not it.
Lower heating bills.
Nice, but nope.
For insulated comfort, own an energy-efficient manufactured home. Insist on these electric or gas labels. For information, call 1-800-35-OWNER.
So what is your favorite thing about living here?
It's your feet. They're finally warm.
Today's manufactured home. Built for living, built for life.
Tyson unleashing uppercut. Holyfield coming out.
Now, live on pay-per-view, The Sound and the Fury. Holyfield Tyson 2, Saturday, June 28th. As you could win one of 11 trips to Vegas to catch it live. To enter, send a postcard with your name, address, and phone to this address. Winners fly America West Airlines, offering everyday low fares to more than 70 cities in North America, including Mexico and Canada. America West Airlines. It seems silly to pay more. The Sound and the Fury. Holyfield Tyson 2. Time to settle the score. If you thought Rob Dibble was intense before, watch him now. Rob Dibble brings you Major League Baseball, only on Fox Sports News at 6.
Fox Sports Northwest brings you wire-to-wire thoroughbred excitement all season long on Emerald Downs Today. For complete replays of today's races and more, watch Emerald Downs Today, Thursday through Sunday nights at midnight, exclusively on Fox Sports Northwest.
You're watching Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
Well, we have a wild one tonight here in the Mariners' first interleague play game of the season. Bottom of the 7th inning. Rockies lead by a score of 10-8. We have a new pitcher for Colorado. Right-hander Mike DeJohn is on in relief.
And you can take a look at the numbers for Mike DeJohn. Appearing in his 19th game, a record of 2-0. He has one save. ERA very good at 3.65. The innings, the hits, strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed.
Third baseman Russ Davis leads off the inning and looks at ball 1. Mike DeJohn in relief of Jerry DiPoto. Davis 2 for 3 with a single and a double. And a run batted in. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. You take a look at some of these ERAs for the Rockies pitchers, Red. You're going to see some high ERAs because that's got to be one tough place to pitch.
The thing that makes it so difficult to pitch, the fact is that the ball doesn't break very much in Colorado with that high air. And so if you're a breaking ball pitcher and you rely on your breaking ball to get guys out, it doesn't do much.
And it's low on Davis for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Russ Davis, and right away the Mariners will bring the tying run to the plate. Brings up shortstop Brent Gates. Here's a look at the game summary. The Rockies batted around for 6 runs in the second. Mariners batted around for 5 runs in the 4th inning. Rockies batted around for 4 runs in the 5th inning. The Rockies 4, 5, and 6 hitters are 10 for 14 with 4 doubles. The Mariners keep coming back all night long. They scored 2 mighty big runs after 2 outs in the 6th. Gates takes outside, ball 1. Rockies had a 6-0 lead. Mariners came back to tie it up. As you take a look at what Brent Gates has done tonight, 1 for 3 with a big 2-run double and a run scored in the 4th. One and one on Brent. Left-hander Mike Munoz warming up down to the bullpen for the Rockies. Bottom of the 7th inning. Total of 18 runs already in this ball game. Line to the right field. Another base hit for Gates. Down to second goes Davis, and the Mariners will bring the go-ahead run to the plate right away here in the 7th inning. This little guy swinging a hot bat tonight.
You know, this is one of those kind of games that the losing team is going to look back in this game and they're going to say, boy, oh boy, would this game have been different if we could have done this or could have done that.
We're still a long way from the finish line of this one.
Yeah, that's why I said.
This one is unfolding.
The losing team is going to have a chance to say that.
This is going to be a marathon tonight. Lou Piniella opened his ball club. Has another comeback in him. 2 on and nobody out for Joey Cora.
Well, you have the right part of the lineup coming to the plate now.
Joey's 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the 4th inning. Well, the sacrifice right here. Try to get 2 on. Nope. He's going to have him swing away. Fly ball into right field. Walker going back. Makes the catch. Tagging at second, Russ Davis. Heading for third. The throw is cut off by the shortstop, Walt Weiss. Well, the fly ball deep to right will send Davis from second to third. Gates holding at first base.
You know, there are 27 hits out there in the scoreboard. And you have 2 teams that each lead their respective leagues in home runs. That's the only thing we haven't seen here tonight.
Not one hit has left the ballpark. Here's Jose Cruz Jr. He is 0 for 3. How about right now? Cruz with 3 big league home runs. Way outside, ball 1, and you have Jr. on deck. Tying runners on at first base. Mariners trail by a couple, 10-8.
It's one of these at bats right here that you have to learn to hit and be able to stay out of a double play when you know you have a guy like Jr. coming up next. You have 1 man out. You have to make sure that you don't hit into a double play.
Pitch on the inside corner for strike on Cruz. 1 ball and 1 strike. He knows if he has a pitch middle in, he's got a chance to pull it through that hole on the right side. Between Young and Galarraga. Galarraga playing at the bag to keep Gates close. Swing and a miss by Jose, and the count is now 1-2. And should Cruz hit a ball on the ground, Gates' job is to try to break up the double play at second. You've got to get that run in from third base here in the 7th inning, down by a couple. Swing and a miss for strike 3, 2 outs. So strikeout for Mike DeJean. 2 on, 2 outs for the Mariners, and that'll bring up Ken Griffey Jr. But here comes Don Baylor out of the dugout. He's got the left-hander ready down to the bullpen, Mike Munoz. So Baylor is going to make the change. Mike Munoz will come in and face Ken Griffey Jr. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Jr. represents the go-ahead run at the plate. 2 on and 2 outs. That is it for Mike DeJean, the right-hander. And Munoz will become the 4th pitch used by Colorado manager Don Baylor. Well, now let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow for a U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
All right, Rick, thank you. The Giants, the leaders of the NL West, taking on the Rangers at the ballpark in Arlington tonight. The first interleague game ever. Pre-game ceremonies. That was the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays and Nolan Ryan as well, throwing out a first pitch prior to this game. And the first pitch of interleague play was thrown for a ball by Darren Oliver to Darrell Hamilton. Moments later, the first interleague hit delivered by Hamilton. And remember all of these moments, folks, because tomorrow they will become official baseball trivia. The first run scored in an interleague game thanks to Ranger Billy Ripken, his single scoring Damon Buford. Ripken's, of course, always making baseball history. The first home run in interleague play occurring in the top of the 3rd. San Francisco's Stan Javier with a solo shot, tying the ball game at 1. And the first win of interleague play secured by Giants relief ace Rod Beck, getting Warren Newsome to fly out harmlessly to center field. And San Francisco wins the first ever interleague game, defeating the Texas Rangers 4-3 at the ballpark in Arlington. Back to Rick at the Kingdome in Seattle.
All right, thank you, Tom. Ken Griffey Jr. will be the hitter. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. The Rockies lead by a score of 10-8. And Red, the new pitcher, is left-hander Mike Munoz.
Look at the numbers for Munoz, and while you look at the numbers, Munoz yesterday entered the game against the Braves with a tying run at second base and in the 7th inning, and proceeded to walk Fred McGriff, and then he got Fusco to make it out, so got out of the inning. And so here he is. He's facing Ken Griffey Jr. And Jr., as you well know, hits left-handers as well as he does right-handers.
Junior 1 for 3 tonight. It was a big one, a 2-run single that tied the game at one point at 6-6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. He is the go-ahead run at the plate. Griffey leads everybody in baseball in home runs with 26, and also in runs batted in with 69, along with Andres Galarraga. The tying runners at first base in Brent Gates. First pitch is ball 1. Junior's last home run came 2 nights ago against Pat Henkin of the Toronto Blue Jays. In the dirt, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. On deck for the Mariners, designated hitter Edgar Martinez. Junior would love to lift one into the seats in right field. Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball by Munoz. 2-1. Behind in the count, he still has confidence in that breaking ball.
Did not want to give in to Junior by throwing him a fastball. Stayed with a breaking ball, and he made a very good pitch too. On top of that, great location.
Swing and a miss at another bender. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Comes back with the same pitch. Davis at third. Brent Gates on at first base with 2 outs. Fouls it away. Got a fastball in on his hands. Still 2-2.
See, after seeing a couple of breaking balls that time from Munoz, Junior was a little bit late on that last fastball as he ran it right in on the hands of Junior. There it is. You can see Junior fouling that ball off. Good hitters foul that pitch off. Bad hitters swing and miss that thing. And now Junior still has the life up there. Now he may get a good pitch to hit.
Line drive, right field line, base hit it toward the corner. Scoring is Russ Davis. Gates around to third. Junior in at second with an RBI double. It is now a 1-run game. It's the Rockies 10 and the Mariners 9. Ken Griffey Jr. sizzles a shot into the right field corner. Davis going easily from third. Gates around to third base.
Junior, with 3 runs driven in the ball game, now is in scoring position, and he represents the go-ahead run. We said he fouled off that nasty pitch like good hitters do. Then he got a decent pitch to hit, and he came back with a double.
And I mean, he drilled it down the right field line. Red, you said he could come back and drill a pitch on a 2-2 after fouling away a tough pitch. That's exactly what he did. And that's going to be it for the left-hander Mike Munoz. A right-hander warming up down to the bullpen. Don Baylor already out to the mound to make the change. One more time. The Mariners now have the tying run 90 feet away at third. The go-ahead run is on at second base. And Steve Reed is the new pitcher for the Colorado Rockies. 2 on, 2 outs, a big run in. And we'll be back right after this timeout.
John, you can't make her clean up all by herself.
Sure you can. That's why they're called the help.
But she's not just an employee. She's a friend.
Yeah, but the Mariners are on.
Who's pitching?
Don't miss Ken Griffey Jr. and the Mariners on Fox Sports Northwest. Home team's Fox attitude.
What do you get when you fly Southwest Airlines? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. You really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
With us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. You really should fly. And you'll have fun, fun, fun flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair today.
Ken Griffey Jr. with a 2-out RBI double here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's now a 1-run ball game. The Rockies 10 and the Mariners 9. Mariners have the tying run at third base. Junior's on at second base. Is the go-ahead run. The new pitcher for the Rockies will be right-hander Steve Reed.
And Steve Reed worked a perfect 8th inning yesterday against the Braves, getting 3 ground ball outs and earned his first win of the season. And here he is facing Edgar Martinez. Edgar is 0 for 3, and he is due for a base hit. The go-ahead run is in scoring position.
A run in. 2 outs, 2 on, and it's low and inside on Edgar. Just a base hit.
And you can see the delivery of Reed. He can be tough on right-handed batters. He's got a nice little sidearm breaking ball to go with that tailing fastball.
And it's inside again on Edgar. Ball 2-2-0. And he hangs in very tough against a guy like that who drops down by way of that third base line. It's been a long night for Don Baylor. It's also been a long night for Lou Piniella. A 1-run game. 19 runs have been scored. Sliders low and away for ball 3. The bad one here would load him up for Jay Buhner.
Let him hit.
He gave Junior the green light 3-0 early in the ball game.
Yeah, let him hit. The base hit right here could put you on top.
2 on, 2 outs, a run in. And a slider is outside for ball 4, and he walks on 4 straight pitches. The Mariners have the bases loaded for Jay Buhner. Gates on at third, Junior at second, Martinez at first, and Baylor in that dugout going, holy smoke, what a ball game. The bases are loaded for Jay Buhner. Bad to the bone. A lot of Buhner fans here in the Kingdome, just like any night here in the Kingdome. Jay has a hit. His last time up, he rocketed a single into right field. He is 1 for 3. A couple of days ago, also had a home run against Toronto's Pat Henkin. His 16th of the year. Little slider, strike at the knees, 0-1. Jay Buhner with 7 career Grand Slam home runs.
Last year, the Mariners hit, what, 11 Grand Slams?
Yep.
They do not have one this year.
Great time for number 1. What a game, Red. Line drive, left field line, fair ball. That's going to score a couple, maybe 3. Gates scores. Junior scores. Here comes Edgar. Relay home. Edgar slides. He's safe. Buhner to third. Buhner is out at third base. But a 3-run double by Jay Buhner clears the bases, and the Mariners jump out in front. Holy smoke, what a ball game. The Mariners take a 12-10 lead, and the fans love it. Jay Buhner with a 3-run double. He is out at third base, but 3-run score after 2 outs. The Mariners get 4 in the inning. We go to the 8th. It's the Mariners 12 and the Rockies 10.
What do you get when you fly Southwest Airlines? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. Now you really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
With us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. Now you really should fly. Have fun, 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 flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair today.
There's only one day a year dedicated to your dad, which seems odd considering all the things he's done for you, like helping you with countless science projects, driving you to all those 6 a.m. practices, and sneaking you dessert even when you didn't finish your peas. So maybe thanking him for all the things he's done for you means calling him more than once this week. Here, a call from you can make your Father's Day any day. Life's better here. U.S. West.
Roll into Sears today, where right now all Bridgestone road handlers are on sale. Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
It appears you got a roach problem in here.
I don't think I do.
I'm afraid you do.
I don't think I do.
You're out of the diner!
Who'll win the Battle of the Blues? Find out Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Northwest.
Well, the Mariners now lead the Rockies 12-10. 4 runs, bottom of the 7th inning. Jay Buhner read the big hit.
Absolutely, as Jay just rips this ball down the left field line. And you can see it is just barely fair as it scoots into the corner. Edgar scores all the way from first base. And then the cutoff and the throw back to third base to get Buhner going into third base. You gotta love the pitching, right? You gotta love this pitching.
What a ball game. Vinny Castilla leading off the top of the 8th inning. Fouls one away behind home plate, and the count is 0-2 on third baseman Vinny Castilla. And now this ball game belongs to Bob Wells. That was our Magnolia moment for tonight's ball game. The 3-run double by Jay Buhner. Low and outside, bounces in and away. Ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Castilla. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. 22 runs in this game, still without a home run. Fly ball into right field. Jay Buhner racing in, and he makes the basket catch. One away here in the 8th inning. Man, this ball game has the feel, the flavor, the smell, the touch of a playoff game, an atmosphere.
Well, in a way, it does. And right now, after that play by Buhner, here comes Nardi Contreras. They're going to bring in Greg McCarthy to be facing Jeff Reed.
So manager Lou Piniella will make another pitching change. Bob Wells will lead to a standing ovation from the Kingdom. Right now, he is the pitcher of record. Bob Wells, a great job in relief to work out of a jam at the top of the 8th inning, top of the 7th inning, rather. And now he got the first out here in the 8th. So Greg McCarthy is on in relief. Mariners lead by a score of 12-10. And now let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow for another U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
All right, Rick, thank you. We will turn our attention to American League action. The Orioles and Red Sox in Boston. The Birds scoring first and scoring early. Top of the 2nd, Chris Hoyles with a single off Aaron Seeley. That scores B.J. Surhoff and Jeffrey Hammonds to make it 2-0. That lead lasted until the 3rd when Mo Vaughn had more power than Scott Kamenicki could handle. Vaughn's 19th home run, a big blast to center field, the 2-run shot, tying the ball game up. Then with the Red Sox leading 3-2 in the 4th, Nomar Garciaparra broke it open with a 3-run blast over the Green Monster. Garciaparra's 7th shot of the season. The Sox led 6-2 and go on to win by a final score of 9-5. Seeley with the loss drops to 7-5. Actually, Seeley with the win. Rick, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tom. Here in the top of the 8th inning, the Rockies have one out. Nobody on, and the Mariners have a new pitcher. Lefty Greg McCarthy's on in relief. Mariners, as you can see, lead by a score of 12-10 after a 3-run double by Jay Buhner in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Mac.
And you can look at the numbers on McCarthy, and he is the 5th pitcher used by Lou Piniella here this evening. In fact, both teams have used 5 pitchers, 10 pitchers in all in this contest. 29 hits, 22 runs scored, folks. Gotta love the pitching.
Hey, don't go away. Defensive change for the Mariners. Rob Ducey out there in left field for Jose Cruz Jr. Lou Piniella talking with Coach Steve Smith and the skipper Don Baylor. Man, you could just see the wheels turning. And these two guys. We have a pinch hitter for the Rockies. Harvey Pulliam has come out to bat for Rockies catcher Jeff Reed. So here's Pulliam, the ex-Kansas City Royal outfielder. One out, nobody on here in the top of the 8th inning. Pulliam 0 for 7 on the year. Pops it up, foul, out of play on the first base side, 0-1. Mariners 12 runs on 12 hits. Rockies 10 runs on 17. There's been 3 errors in the game. High ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Bobby Ayala warming up down to the bullpen for the Mariners. Read of the mistakes defensively in this ball game, and there's been 3 of them. That one throwing error by Vinny Castilla right now is the big one in this game.
Boy, that opened the door for the Mariners earlier in this game.
Fouled away, and it's 1-2 on Pulliam. That led to a 5-run bottom of the 4th inning when it looked like the Mariners would be retired 1-2-3. There was 1 out, runner at first base, a ground ball to Castilla at 3rd. He tried to start the double play, but the throw was wide of the second baseman, Eric Young, into right field. One and two on Pulliam. On deck is Weiss. A lot of crooked numbers up there in the scoreboard. Low and inside, bounces in, ball 2, 2-2. That's popped up and also out of play on the first base side. Still 2-2 on Pulliam. Nice crowd here in the Kingdome tonight for the opening interleague game of the season for both these ball clubs. Over 200,000 tickets have been sold for the series against the Rockies and the Dodgers. Low ball 3, full count, 3-2. These are the guys you have to go after right here. The bottom part of the order. You don't want to turn around this lineup and see the likes of Burks and Walker, Galarraga, and Bichette again.
No, you don't want to see those guys.
And it is ball 4, so Pulliam with a walk. 1 on, 1 away. Lou not too happy with the walk.
Well, when you have a 2-run lead to walk the first batter, that will get Lou Piniella's attention in a hurry.
Walt Weiss, the hitter, he is 0 for 2. He's also walked twice and has scored a run. Oh, and 1. And when these guys get going, Red, they're hard to stop. They've batted around twice. 6 runs in the second, 4 runs in the fifth.
You know, and they're like a lot of good hitting clubs, is that just because you get 2 outs doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the inning either.
That's inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Because they have some guys that they can run up there to the plate, one right after another, that can sustain an inning for them.
Mariners have done that the last 2 innings after 2 outs, scoring 6 runs. 2 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. Inside again, ball 2, 2-1. And now timeout is called, and here comes Lou Piniella, and he's going to make the change. He has seen enough of Greg McCarthy, who has walked Pulliam in a 2-run ball game with a 2-run lead, and now he's behind Weiss at 2-1. And he is going to bring in right-handed Bobby Ayala, who has pitched lights out over the last week and a half. Bobby Ayala has been outstanding. So the rough outing for Greg McCarthy, and as the change is made, stay with us. We'll be back right after this timeout.
What do you like in the Eagle floor department?
Oh, I like that one. Well, even this one up here that had some blue in it.
Because they got all the brands here at Eagle. They got Armstrong and Mannington and Congolium.
And I'm a very messy kind of person, so I probably should get the black one.
Well, we could sell you a tile that's pre-finished with waxy yellow buildup, Trish. You know.
Yeah. Let me go right at home.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
For lasting beauty, it's Congolium vinyl floor tile. Easy to care for, durable, no-wax surface. The first choice in flooring. Congolium at Eagle.
It was a sign. Them zeros. What do they mean? 4 zeros. Then it all made sense. I was to buy me a new Mitsubishi big screen, big 2-bore VCR at Magnolia Hi-Fi. 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest, 0 for 12 months. I'm obliged to my friends from above. I just wish they'd get their own Mitsubishi. And a Magnolia Hi-Fi near you.
Time now for your Northwest Dodge Dealers Mariner Trivia. Here's the question. Who is the only Mariner pitcher to strike out 4 batters in 1 inning? Well, the answer, Matt Young at Fenway Park in Boston, September the 9th, 1990. And yes, it can be done. You strike a batter out and the ball gets on by the catcher, or a pass ball or a wild pitch, and gets aboard safely, then you come back and strike out the next guy. Remember that ball game. 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. Well, the new pitcher for the Mariners here in the top of the 8th, as the Mariners lead the Rockies 12-10, is right-hander Bobby Ayala. Bobby will inherit a 2-1 count, and shortstop Walt Weiss.
And take a look at the numbers for Bobby Ayala. He is not allowed a run in the last 6 games. That covers the last 6 2/3 innings that he has worked. He's converted last 3 save opportunities. So Bobby Ayala has been pitching much better here in recent games.
Greg McCarthy did not record an out. He walked 1 batter, fell behind Weiss at 2-1, and Bobby Ayala will take over 1 on, 1 away in a 2-run ball game. And it's low, ball 3, 3-1. Weiss is struck out and grounded out to Joey Cora at second base, and that's what Bobby Ayala would love to get right here, a double play ball. Foul ball instead behind home plate, and the count is full at 3-2. Bobby had a great road trip. They were 2/3 of an inning yesterday in the 5-1 win in Toronto. Like 3 days ago, and Randy Johnson shutout win in Detroit 2-0. He worked the final inning. And it's high for ball 4. So Weiss draws a walk. And now the Rockies have the tying runs aboard. Pulliam is on at second base. Weiss is on at first, and that'll bring up McCracken.
That base on balls is charged to McCarthy.
One out, 2 on.
Oh, those base on balls.
They can hurt you in a hurry. McCracken 2 for 4. Tough little hitter. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Pulliam rounding third, heading home. Ducey's throw to the plate is up the line, not in time. They've got 2 runners down at second. Wilson running at McCracken. The throw to Joey Cora. Now they're going to go to Gates. They get the runner over there, and that is Walt Weiss. Holy smoke, the bait. Now walking off the bag is McCracken, and he's out. Holy smoke, I don't believe it. McCracken thought there were 3 outs. There were only 2. He walks right off the bag. They put the tag on McCracken. This is an unbelievable ball game. The side is retired. The Rockies get 1, and that's it. Unbelievable, Red. Unbelievable. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners lead the Rockies 12-11.
This year, our pitchers get to hit in National League ballparks, so I'm working with them with a little extra BP.
There you go. Look at that one. Stay back. Whoa. Get your hands up just a little bit higher, Jeff.
Try to wait as long as you can, Scott.
That's the one.
Stay back a little bit, Jamie. Hey, I got to tell you, we're looking pretty good. Hey, bring it down. Throw them strikes, would you?
Sorry, Mr. Buhner.
The 97 Mariners. You gotta love these guys.
I'm Cal Ripken, and this is my nightmare. I'm driving to the ballpark to make my 10,000 consecutive start when all of a sudden...
The team is ready to take the field. Starting at third, number 65, Dan Bigelow. No!
This is when I figure out this couldn't be happening, because I use Fram filters, and you know how dependable they are. So I pinch myself and...
Oh, what a play by Mr. Dependable!
Fram filters, as dependable as the people who use them.
At Eagle Hardware's garden department, we not only have 2,500 fresh plants delivered every day, we also have some highly trained specialists to keep them fresh until you take them home.
Where'd you get that dumb thing?
Edgar made it for me. Hey, Edgar, works great.
You're welcome, Gay. Everything you need for your garden and some things you probably don't. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Beautifully sculptured fountains and planters from Henry Studio, the world's largest designer of quality stone garden decor. Henry Studio at Eagle.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mariners lead Colorado 12-11 in one of the most unusual plays we've seen all year. McCracken with a base hit. Now he gets Weiss in a rundown between second and third because he's caught on the line between first and second. Gates puts the tag on Weiss. Now watch this. Gates calmly throws the ball. Look to who? Junior. Junior gets the tag, and McCracken walks off the bag.
Yeah, that play goes 7, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Unbelievable. A huge base running mistake by Quentin McCracken. He walks off second base. He thought there were 3 outs.
Remember in Kansas City last year when Mike McFarland it looked like a double and then came off the bag to dust himself off, and Cora tagged him out?
Joey got the throw back in, walked over, boom, tagged him as he was cleaning off his leg. Paul Sorrento leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. He is 3 for 4. Red, this game is one for the ages. Fly ball deep into left center on the run. McCracken to the track, and he hauls it in. Quentin McCracken had a long way to go. Sorrento with a good ride the other way, 1 out. Steve Reed in relief in the 7th inning. It was Reed who gave up the 3-run double to Jay Buhner. I think Baylor's look kind of says it all, doesn't it, Red?
He was shaking his head between innings, trying to figure out how his batter got a base hit, a run to score, and the inning was over.
Here's Dan Wilson. Line drive left field side. Burks is there and he makes the catch. McCracken, I don't know how he couldn't see Weiss on at second base. There was a shot into left field and Weiss wasn't going to go to third, first to third. But McCracken made really 2 base running mistakes in that inning. Number 1, getting Weiss in the rundown, forcing him to move off second.
And number 2, not knowing how many outs there were.
Exactly. Then walking off second base and then finding out he was out, number 3. 2 outs. Here's Russ Davis. Low, ball 1. Well, the Mariners have done a lot of damage in this ball game after 2 outs. They would love to pick up an insurance run here in the 8th. Russ 2 for 3. Mariners lead a wild one, 12-11 against the Rockies. Fly ball into center field. McCracken going back on the ball, still going back to the track to the wall, and makes the catch to retire the side. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. Don't go away. Mariners lead by a run, 12-11.
Looking for a loan to consolidate your debts and make some home improvements? Call First Plus Financial. Hi, I'm Dan Marino. With a loan from First Plus, you can borrow up to 125% of the value of your home, less your first mortgage balance. Just call 1-800-510-PLUS. There's no application fees, and they'll give you an answer before you hang up. So if you want to pay off your high-rate credit cards and other loans, plus still have money to make some home improvements, call First Plus at 1-800-510-PLUS.
With 3 powerful Magnum engines to choose from, a Dodge Dakota can be very big. Or from a dollars and cents point of view, quite the opposite. A Dodge Dakota is full of surprises, including the big surprise we saved for the National Dodge Sale. You can save $500 on a Magnum V6. See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
Drive into a Travelodge location for free in-room coffee, free lobby newspaper, and a great room at a great rate. Call 1-800-578-7878 now for Travelodge.
You want the most in-depth behind-the-scenes reports? Turn to Fox Sports News FoxScan.
Let's go there next. I just want to win.
I got hit a few times.
Let Superman break his cape out, and that's pretty much what he did.
With FoxScan, you join the only team that takes you live to your home games all across America. Every night, every sport. Hundreds of games from 45 arenas with over 40 announced teams. FoxScan on Fox Sports News. We are there.
Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything. By Miller Genuine Draft, to remind you it's time for a good old macro brew. And by today's manufactured home, built for living, built for life. Now the Mariner Moose firing up the crowd. We have a wild one, top of the 9th inning here in the Kingdome. The Mariners lead by a run, 12-11 over the Rockies. This has been a seesaw battle all night long. Right-hander Bobby Ayala looking for the final 3 outs at the top of the 9th inning. He got 2 mighty big ones thanks to a base running mistake by Quentin McCracken in the 8th inning. One of the strangest plays, Red, we have seen all year long.
This might be the one play that you can look back on and say, hey, if the Mariners can nail down this victory right here, they'll say this is a game that the Mariners end up winning, and it was because of what the other team did in their base running.
What a game. Eric Young will lead things off against Ayala. Top third of the order, Young, Burks, and Walker. Outside with a slider, ball 1. Eric Young is 2 for 4. 2 singles, a run scored, and a run batted in. 3 tough hitters coming up for the Rockies here in the 9th inning. That's in there for strike 1, 1-1. Bobby Ayala has done a great job over the last 2 weeks. That's in there for strike 2. 1-2 on Eric Young.
I know the last month or so that Nardi Contreras has been working real hard with Bobby Ayala to maintain a little bit better balance out there on the mound, and it's beginning to really pay off.
Yeah, Bobby not flying off the mound. That's outside and high. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The only problem is pitching here in the Kingdome, the fans get excited, so does Bobby, and when Bobby gets excited, then he falls back in his old ways a little bit more.
The 2-2 to Young. Swing and a miss and a nasty, nasty splitter. Strike 3. Bobby Ayala with his first strikeout in relief. 1 out for the Rockies here in the 9th inning. What a pitch.
There it is. You can see the bottom drop out of that, and Young way out in front. Boy, that's a tough pitch to hit when you see the arm speed fastball. You read fastball, but that ball just doesn't get up to the plate in a hurry.
Ellisberg's 1 for 4. Ground ball wide at first. Paul Sorrento's right there. Underhands to Bobby at the bag, and that is out number 2. We are just 1 out away from wrapping up this marathon here in the Kingdome. 2 up and 2 down for the Rockies here in the top of the 9th inning, and now a crowd of nearly 40,000 fans are on their feet. What a chapter. The very first page in the chapter of interleague play in one of the craziest games we have seen here in the Kingdome. Bobby Ayala facing the National League's best in Larry Walker. Swing and a miss at that splitter, and it's 0-1.
He's just not an ordinary hitter. He's hitting over 400.
He has 2 hits tonight, 2 for 5. He came in batting .410. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's number 2 in home runs with 18. Mariners 1 out away from their 35th win of the season and their first in an interleague game. The pitch. Ground ball to Sorrento at first. This should do it. Says, I'll take it myself. He does. And the ball game is over. It was wild. And the Mariners come from behind time and time and time again to win it. 12-11 over the Colorado Rockies. And it's in the book. History tonight, the first interleague play. Ken Griffey Jr. playing a big role in the Mariners' 12-11 win over the Colorado Rockies. Bobby Ayala picks up his 4th save of the year. The win will go to Bobby Wells in relief, and Jay Buhner had the winning hit. The player of the game, Jay Buhner, the BP player of the game, 2 for 4 with a 3-run bases clearing double with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Final score, the Mariners 12 and the Rockies 11. The Mariners win it here in the Kingdome.
I would like to show you my Discover Card statement by Paul Poundstone. Well, I don't know that my Discover Card statement has changed since I became a foster mom, because I always bought toys. But now, of course, privately, I'm forced to give them to the children. When I was invited to the inaugural ball, I did have to find a ball gown, and I like to think I found a lovely understated little number.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I need cash advances. I just need to be slathered in 1s and 5s.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Some single moms think it's tough taking care of a car. A car's easy. Being a little league mom, now that's tough. Every time my Bobby steps to the plate, every time the coach looks at him, I get nervous. Used to get nervous about cars, too. Now I go to Al's Auto Supply for the right parts, the right price, and smart advice from Al's Parts Pros. Al's does whatever it takes to get a little league mom back on the road again and help keep my life in order. Slide, Bobby, slide!
Today's $1 Million Baseball Magic winners will receive either $300 in Visa Travelers checks from Seafirst Bank, Expect Excellence, and RCA Color Track 25-inch stereo TV, RCA changing entertainment again, the Dirt Devil Ultra MVP vacuum with the exclusive hide-a-hose system, or quality tools from Cooper Tools, ideal for the professional or homeowner. To enter, pick up a $1 Million Baseball Magic ballot at any participating Safeway today.
Ken Griffey Jr. and company hoping to contain the Rockies. Fox Sports News is now.
Strap in for this one. Don Baylor back in the Kingdom for the first time since his days with the A's. Second inning, Rockies swinging the bats early. Vinny Castilla, he's going gap and center. 2 runs in, 2-0 Colorado. 4 batters later, it's 3-zip, and Eric Young with a single to center. 1 guy comes in, but Ken Griffey Jr. still got to take care of Quentin McCracken. Oh, a tough night for McCracken. We'll show you more from him a little bit later. Rocks weren't done, though. Larry Walker singles in a run. It's 5-0, but you know it's early. More Rocks. They're still not done. This part of a 6-run second. They're up 6-zip. Bottom of the 4th. 6-2 in the M's trying to come back. Brent Gates, he's going wall. That's going to bring home 2. They're right back in it. They're within 6-4. 3 batters later, bases loaded for Ken Griffey Jr., and he's going to rip it up the middle. That's a 2-run single, 5-run 4th. We're tied at 6. Pitchers need not apply. 5th inning, 8-6 Rocks looking for more. McCracken with the single. Jeff Reed is in, 9-6 Colorado. 2 batters later, bases loaded. Ellis Burks ripping that thing to left off Norm Charlton. Nothing fooling about that pitch. 4 runs in the 5th, 10-6 Rocks. Bottom of the 7th, 10-8. 2 more aboard for Griffey Jr., who's going down into the right field corner, rattles around in there. It's 10-9, and then 2 batters later, bases loaded for Bone, and Jay Buhner delivers. 4 in the 8th. They take a 12-10 lead. Now, top of the 8th, and perhaps the most bizarre play of the year after Buhner's tagged out at 3rd. Quentin McCracken singles in a run. The Mariners catch a couple of Rockies in a rundown. Now follow me here. Walt Weiss, let's see, Weiss is going to 3rd, and so they'll take care of him. For some reason, Quentin McCracken thinks the inning's over. He thinks there's 3 outs, but there's only 2 until they tag him. Quentin, what are you thinking? Devastating for Don Baylor and his guys. They had a chance to keep that big inning going. They could have tied it up, but instead a 1-run loss. Griff Jr. 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. The M's have won 8 of their last 10. Another wild one in the Kingdom.
And for the wrap on this one, Fox Scan takes us back to the Kingdom, where Tom Brenneman and Bob Brenly are standing by. Guys.
Goodbye.
Susie, thank you very much. They are indeed celebrating here in Seattle tonight. We assumed it would be a wild game, and that's exactly what it turned out to be, a 12-11 final. Certainly the Rockies, a base running snafu there late, but Bobby, the Seattle offense, these guys just forbid to give up.
Well, you know, you look at the Rockies, you get 18 base hits to score 11 runs. You like your chances of winning a ball game, but not against the Seattle Mariners in their backyard. The Mariners have an offense that's every bit as powerful in its own right, particularly on AstroTurf here at the Kingdom, and they showed it tonight.
Well, Jay Buhner delivered the big hit for Seattle. With the bases loaded, down 2 runs,
And this was after effectively, intentionally walking Edgar Martinez. They were throwing the pitches toward the plate, but they were giving him nothing to hit, loaded up the bases. They went after Buhner, more of a free swinger, and Reed made a terrible mistake, hung a slider on the inside part of the plate. Jay Buhner made him pay.
And Seattle goes on for a 12-11 final. The victory here tonight for Lou Pinilla's team. They'll get together again tomorrow night, and then the Mariners will entertain the Dodgers for 2 games over the weekend. Right now, let's send it back to our Fox Television Center.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom and Bob. And the Rockies, after lighting up the M's pitching staff for 11, well, they may have to back off a little bit. They get Randy Johnson Friday night at the Kingdom. Welcome to Stage 2 here at the Fox Television Center. This is Fox Sports News. Tom Kirkland and Susie Colbert working for you tonight.
Before we get rolling, a quick look at what we're working on for you tonight. Michael Jordan may have started Game 5 feeling sick, but when it was over, Utah needed a doctor.
Tiger could probably use a doctor himself after limping around Congressional in the first round of the Open.
And the Giants play a meaningful game against the American League, minus the earthquake.
Our interleague theme continues now with the Dodgers and A's from Oakland. It's the first meeting since that memorable World Series back in 1988. You know, most of the guys in this series weren't there back then. Only Ramon Martinez, Mark McGwire, and Jose Canseco were a part of that wild one. 42. Before the game, the A's retired Jackie Robinson's number 42. Bottom of the 2nd, Hideo Nomo throwing some heat. Mark McGwire, and then Jose Canseco get out. 8 Ks on the night. Next batter, though, Matt Stairs has the measure of Nomo. And
That thing, solo bomb, 1-0 Oakland. Top of the 6th, we're tied at 1. Pitchers duel, Mike Piazza enjoying the DH role in this one. He takes Dave Tailgater out, and Jose Canseco drops it. Thanks a lot. Piazza ends up at 2nd. 2 batters later, Raul Mondesi makes them pay. The base hit, and Piazza comes all the way around. 2-1 Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th, bases loaded, 1 out, and Nomo normally doesn't do this, but he's got problems. Canseco up there, thinking about a strikeout. Now, high and wide, walks him. We're tied at 2. Next batter, Patrick Lennon in to pinch hit. Mark Guthrie on to pitch, and Lennon hits it right at Eric Karros, who cannot make the play. 2 runs are in. He's had 1 more. It's 5-2 Oakland. Play at the plate. Now he's in. Top of the 7th. As Nomo looks on, Greg Gagne sends the fly to right. This time, Canseco circling the wagons. I think he's going to catch it. And he's got it. A's fans giving it up for Jose. Game drew over 28,000, nearly double of the A's average home attendance, so they'll tell you that this interleague thing is working. LA now 7-11 in 1-run games. Geronimo Baroa extends his hitting streak to 13.
All right, so Angels fans weren't real pumped up about interleague play. They were only expecting 17,000 at the Big A for their opener against the Padres. But San Diego fans had reason to tune in. Tony Gwynn, who saw his hitting streak end at 20 games and his average drop all the way down to 402, can feast on American League pitching. Eddie Murray welcoming Gwynn and company to Anaheim. Top 3rd, Angels up 1-0. John Flaherty gets all of it. A solo home run to left off Matt Parisio. Game tied at 1. Next batter, Ricky Henderson. He takes a big cut, and he knows it's gone. Solo shot, Padres up 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Padres. How about Dave Hollins? He lifts a solo shot off Heath Murray to center, and the game's all tied up at 3. Bottom 6. Tony Phillips unties it. The home run to left off Murray, and it's 4-3 Angels. Bottom of the 7th, game tied at 4. Jim Edmonds has been hot. He singles off Murray. Tim Salmon comes in, and it's 5-4 Angels. Top of the 8th, it's 6-4. Pods have 2 on against Mike James. Flaherty sends one to the hole. Gary DiSarcina, the long throw, and he gets him. Bottom 8, Darren Erstad. Goodbye. Angels beat the Padres. The final, 8-4. 5 Angels had multi-hit games with Edmonds leading the way, going 3 for 5. Every Angel batter had a hit in the game. As for Gwynn, 2 for 5, and he maintains that 402 average. On the eve of the U.S. Open, Scotland's Colin Montgomery issued a prophetic warning. Referring to Tiger Woods' mastery at Augusta, Montgomery said, "Here, it's different. This course takes one of Woods' greatest assets, length, out of the equation and gives us mere mortals a chance to compete."
Discussing things over with
Tiger and Fluff hoping to make some history. And Tiger looked good early. The tee shot on the par 3, second hole. And this beautiful shot sets up the birdie. He was 1 under on the front and 2 under after 10. But his day turned ugly on 11. He goes from the deep rough to more rough. Miss a fairway, make a bogey. He chipped past the hole to set up the bogey putt, but he misses a double bogey on 11. Then his tee shot on the par 3 18th. He flies the green and finds the drink. He double bogeyed the hole. He played the final 8 holes 6 over. He finished with 4 over 74. More big names having trouble. Greg Norman out of the trap and into the rough. One of many at 5 over. On 10, Nick Faldo. For bogey, he lips out and then, clearly frustrated, he knows he read it wrong. Unfortunately, no do-overs here. He's 7 back, 2 over. Jack Nicklaus, his second shot on 16. 57-year-old was looking good, and this set up a birdie. He and his son Gary finished at 3 over, so maybe they can fulfill their dream of playing together on Sunday. Last year's champ, Steve Jones, sinks the birdie putt on 7. That put him at even par. He finished at 2 over. Tom Lehman, playing with Jones and Woods, he outplayed them both. Sinks the birdie on 4. He finished at 3 under. Hal Sutton on 17. A nice approach. And he would birdie the hole. He had no bogeys on the day and finished 1 back at 4 under. Steve Steve Stricker, his second shot on 14, and it's right on target.
157 yards.
He's also one back at 4 under. But the day belonged to Colin Montgomery. The approach on 10, and it's within feet of the pin. Montgomery hit 16 greens. He would birdie the hole. And then on 16, the putt for birdie. He birdied 4 of 5 holes and leads with a 5 under 65. Montgomery, who won the European Grand Prix last week, is 31 under for his last 6 rounds. No one was in the fairway more than Montgomery, who didn't hit his driver the entire round. Jeff Sluman and Justin Leonard both shot 1 under 69s and are tied 4 strokes back. Joe Kreibel, who played with Tiger Woods at Stanford, is the Lowe amateur. He shot even par 70. 6 other golfers are also 5 shots off the lead. For more on the first round, we check in with John Walls in Bethesda.
Congressional Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland, just a few miles from our nation's capital, and hosts this week to our National Golf Championship. Colin Montgomery's sensational round today didn't exactly come out of the blue. He won last weekend on the European Tour and then proclaimed himself ready to keep the ball rolling at the Open. Well, he did just that with a most satisfying 65 on a course on which Monty feels most at home.
I'm as happy here playing in the US Open type format as Tiger Woods is at the Masters. I just wish there was more courses set up like this because I do hit the ball fairly straight off the tee, and I've got the consistency going with my iron shots, and if I hold a few putts, I score 65.
I mean, what can you say about Monty's round, though? I mean, you know, the rest of us felt like we were playing a different golf course out there to the one he was, but, you know, it's going to be tough to keep that kind of form for 4 days, I think.
Every stroke along the way is important. A stroke wasted on Thursday counts as much as a stroke wasted on Sunday, so it's nice to get off to a good start.
It was a good day for scoring. The weather was good. It was hot, but, you know, no wind. So, you know, I know why Colin's up there, and you know, it's a type of course where you're going to get the straight drivers playing well, I think.
Some other scores of interest after today's first round. Nick Price in today at 1 over par as his 94 Open champion, Ernie Els. The defending champion, Steve Jones, he's at +2, as are Tom Watson, Fuzzy Zeller, and Nick Faldo. Joining that list, the 94 Open champion, Lee Janzen, and Paul Azinger. And how about this? Like father, like son, Jack and Gary Nicklaus, both at 3 over, along with Bernhard Langer. Tiger Woods, after that disastrous